Well, hello everyone. How you guys doing? It's Friday. I think it's Friday, right? It is Friday. I think it's Friday. Is it Friday? I'm pretty sure it's Friday. Let me double check that. It is Friday. Yes, it is. I gotta double check. All my days are running together now. It is Friday. Hello, Eva. Hello, Heather. Hello, Scar. Hello, Andy. All good seeing you guys. Waskley says, Jason, did you really delete Dune? Absolutely, I did. So I went and I made sure I got back in the game after the stream on Wednesday, I think. I got the materials for Bob's copter because I did lose Bob's thopter, and Bob had a hard time right before his stream ended. He got murdered by some PvPers. So I got together all the materials for his thopter. I threw it in a box. That way he had it all. I was like, okay, here's your scout, and I deleted the game. And I'm good. Will I download it again, Heather? Probably in October, I think is when they said the DLC might come out in October. So October maybe. October maybe. So that's what that is. I mean, ultimately, like I said, I think I said in the stream, and I definitely said in the chat, I don't like the end game because it's PvP, and I know they've adjusted it, but you throw in PvP, I'm already not liking it. And then you throw in the hour and a half to 90 minutes of bugs we dealt with on the stream. You can go back and watch the stream. That was a joy. So I was like, you know, I'm good. I got other stress in my life. I don't need Dune stressing me out, so I'm done. Save your storage for Grounded 2, Jason? Should. Yep. Yeah, and yeah, so I powered down my base. I put in enough power to last it for 30 days. I paid my taxes, so technically I'm good for 28 days until I lose everything. So I don't think I'm going back, but yeah, it's fine. Jason, you have sand in your keyboard, dude. I got sand somewhere. Glad I missed it, dude. Oh wait, it's a really good stream until about the 3 hour and 5 minute marker. That's when everything just falls to crap. And I realized what it was when I was going back and watching it. If you got near any of the quicksand in the deep desert, it would just glitch you out. It would put you up in the air and you'd fall, and just over and over again until you died. And then if you respawn, you're respawning at that point, and so you're just in a respawn loop. And so the only way to get out of it is to lose everything, go back to your base in the Haga base in the normal area, not the deep desert. Lose everything, and then just don't go back to the deep desert, because if you fly over a quicksand area, it just glitches you out. That's why your game would crash. I was checking Bob's stream, same thing. He happened to be flying over quicksand every time his game crashed, every time my game crashed. So there was some weird bug with the quicksand. So, it is what it is. I more than enough time. I played that game for 200 hours. I love that game. I think it's very good. The end game is absolute dog, though. So, and that's how they want it. So it's not going to change. They've come out and said they want it to be PvP. They want it to be its own separate zone to, number one, require cooperation, because all of the in-game stuff, the end game stuff, you need to farm for a ton of time. Like, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of materials to build all the end game stuff. You need to go out and get spice. You need hundreds and hundreds of spice to build any of it. And so it basically says either spend the next 500 hours collecting the resources, or team up with a group. And oh, by the way, all of the cool materials are in a PvP zone, and you might want to have other people with you, because you're on your own. You're going to get taken out by a griefer or another player. And on top of that, it's buggy as hell. So good luck with that. Anyway, so I didn't like it. I loved the game. I didn't like the end game. And I was already hesitant because I don't like PvP. You guys know I don't like PvP. I like joking around with people. I like torturing Heather. You guys know. But ultimately, you know that PvP is going to end up with griefers or people just being jerks. You know, everyone out there is just having a good time. Then one dick decides to swoop in with a rocket launcher. And it's how it goes. I know Train will disagree with me, but if it was an option, if I can turn it on and off, it'd be a different story. I could just turn off my PvP in No Man's Sky, speaking of that. I could turn it on and off. There is no choice in Dune. It is literally how the end game is. And so, let's get in here for the abandoned run. So we are continuing the abandoned run. I put 65 hours into Eternal Strands to finish it fully. Ooh, that's another game I need to look into. There's so many good games. And that's another thing. That's the other thing that kind of got me was there are so many games. I have Death Stranding 2. I got Donkey Kong Bonanza. I got other games that are awesome I want to jump into. Grounded's coming. So it was kind of the nudge I needed to say, yeah, you know what? You're done with Dune. I'm like, all right, you know what? I am done with Dune. I am. There's plenty of other games to play that are awesome. Anyway, we're playing No Man's Sky today. We're doing our abandoned run. So we took some time. We took a few weeks off. We did No Man's Sky 2016 a stream. We did a No Man's Sky 2018 stream. So now we're back. We're going to try to get our 2 remaining graves in our abandoned run. So if you guys don't know what abandoned is, it's a game mode in the game in No Man's Sky that removes all of the intelligent alien life. So we're talking, there's no Korvax, there's no Travelers, there's no Gek, there's nothing. The only thing out there are animals and the Sentinels. So there's no storyline to it. There's no missions like that include NPCs or anything like that. You're just in there trying to explore on your own and all alone.
Talk about bugs. No Man's Sky not far off. I'm falling through the floor in my base a few times.
Oh, see, that's Tyler, dude, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. I hate it when that happens. I have not had that many bugs with No Man's Sky yet. Like, there's always going to be bugs. Don't get me wrong. But I haven't had some of the egregious stuff like falling through the floor of my base or my freighter. I haven't had that happen in 3 or 4 years. I think the last time was right around 2020 was when I had a major bug issue problem. Like, there's always going to be issues in No Man's Sky. It's not a perfect game, but I haven't run into anything that major. So, man, I feel for you, man. I just did that with Dune, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give that some time. I come back later. I'll come back later. But thank you so much, Tyler. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate that very much. As well as Andy, I appreciate you as well for that gifted membership. Very much appreciated. 07 for that. Now, I'm trying to remember, because it's been a couple of weeks since we've actually played the abandoned mode. Did I search this planet? Should we go to a new planet, you guys? I feel like I've been here for a while, but I can't remember. Because we went through 2016 and 2018 No Man's Sky, so all of it is a blur to me. I can't remember. You know what? We might just do that. Let's go to a different planet. Let's start a new planet. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. You guys remember the cool fighter we just picked up? Look at this. Look at this cool thing. This is a cool-looking fighter we found at random. I love that. Look at that. The wings, everything is perfect. The only thing I don't like is the engine. I like the single thruster, not the box engine. Ugh. But everything else is perfect. Look at the wings are good. The engine is a hot rod engine or a hot rod nose on it. Oh, it's so good. So good. I do remember that. Mike says I put up a video on Discord of the puppy's first barks. Nice! I have to go check that out for sure. Captain Steve, hello. Saying, oh, I forgot to set up the raid this week. No worries, dude. No worries. I know everyone has weird schedules. Like, I try to raid either Ricey or maybe I'll raid Flowery Squirrel. Whoever is doing community night, we're going to try to raid them. But sometimes I lose track of time, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I outstreamed everyone. Damn it! So, no worries, dude. No worries. Captain Steve says, is the lot okay for you, Jason? Stuff rendering in okay for you? If you move fast across the terrain? I haven't noticed it get fixed. So I did have to do a fresh install because I've been playing like the 2016 and 2018 version. So I did do a fresh install. Let's go find a planet and let's do some running. Let's do some running and jetpacking. Oh my good lord, that's a lot of inventory room here. Wow, I don't remember having this much inventory. That's kind of nice. It's also very cluttered, so I don't like that. Oh yeah, we don't need that for a Sentinel ship. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's see. Let's go to we'll go to a planet that has a lot of vegetation because it's easier to see there. Let's get in there. Oh my god, look at all the sodium I have. Why do I have so much sodium? And then Gunboat! Gunboat with the 5 gifted members as well. Thank you so very much. 07. You guys are being super generous. I appreciate that, you guys. Very, very much. All right, here we go. There's some vegetation. Usually it's easier to see it like on a verdant or a grassy planet, but hey, we'll try it here. So, if we move really quickly, let's see if it loads in as we jetpack across. I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have enough jetpack in here. Yeah, I don't have enough jetpack. I don't think I can go fast enough. On my main save, I could. But I mean, I haven't noticed anything egregious bad. I did play a little bit this morning to kind of get my shader cache done because I had to reinstall the modern version of No Man's Sky this morning. Oh, it's still popping. There you go. There you go. There's a pop in right there. Right in front of me. Yeah. Yeah, it's still okay. It's about where it was, how it usually is. It's not been bad. I don't think they'll ever be able to get it to load in faster than you can move. Maybe in Light No Fire, but in No Man's Sky, because you have a jetpack and we can do the jetpack jump, I don't think you'll ever be able to render it in fast enough. It's not bad. It's about the same. If I had to say, it's about the same of what I remember. Steve? Yeah. Really? What is the name for a planet? Oh, what planet is this called? Pluto P19? That's a pretty good name. That's a pretty good name, just by default. Pluto P19. Let me go back to my discovery. That's pretty good. I don't have to rename that. You can just upload that. Upload all that. Boom. Got 109 nanites. Pluto P19. Solid. Solid. Yours seems okay, mate. Maybe it's mine. It could be Steve. I know I do it every probably 6 months, maybe 4 months. So 2 or 3 times a year. I will go through, I will completely delete the game from my hard drive on my PC. Back up your saves, of course. But I will delete it completely, and I will delete my shader cache from my graphics card. Because with how much it is updated and patched, there's always going to be that probability that a file gets corrupted. And so, you know, Steam or your PC will check it and say, oh yeah, the file's there. They doesn't know it's corrupted. And so it might make something act weird, like your texture is not loading in correctly. And so I always, if you're on PC, I recommend backing up your saves like once or twice a year. I do it a little bit more because I played a lot. And then just totally delete the game and reinstall. Delete your shader cache to kind of force it to reset and download the correct files. Make sure nothing's corrupted. Also, your shader cache can also have old files that is trying to load in some old textures that don't exist anymore or that don't matter anymore. So at least I would say that if you're having any issues, the first thing to do is turn off multiplayer and then delete the game and reinstall fresh. Just to see. Yep, good tip. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, and I do that. For me, I do it just because I know that, like, on an update, it's gonna re-download files and something's gonna get corrupted. And if I'm streaming it, like, on the day, like right before a big update, like Worlds Part 1 or Worlds Part 2, I deleted the game completely, cleared out my shader cache from my graphics card, and then I re-downloaded the game just to make sure it was all good. Why do I have a base over there, I wonder? Oh, C-class fighter, that's why. Well, let's go to a fresh system here. Yeah, let's go look for some graves. We'll go down. Oh, that's a good one right there. A lot of planets mean a lot of chances to find a cool planet. Sloshy Whale. That's a really good name. Says new player and first time viewer here. Well, that is awesome. Welcome in. Dude, there is a lot of awesome. If you're getting into No Man's Sky for the first time, definitely check out Captain Steve, of course. Check out Survival Bob, Beeblebum, Zane's World, Craze Gaming. There is a ton of channels out there. Heather Silvermist, if you're over on Twitch. And you could get a lot of cool, awesome information from a ton of channels. Dune got interstellar travel. It did, Train. It did. It got so interstellar, it was deleted off my hard drive. Are you streaming? Follow A-Train as well. Are you streaming today? Or are you going to stream this weekend, Train? You gotta let everyone know. That way they can go follow you, dude. Watch some Dune. It's a hot planet. It's very mountainy, so it's going to be hard to find stuff here. Ah, well, let's get out of here. So I'm trying to look for a planet that is semi-flat. It's never going to be perfectly flat, but mostly flat, because it makes it easier to kind of see stuff. And Captain Steve with the 5 gifted members, dude. Very much appreciated. Oh, 7 for that as well. Dude, we got so many gifted members in this chat. It's amazing. Train says, I'll stream this weekend, and not today, though. Okay, well, guys, follow A-Train. Let me see if I can put that in there. Follow A-Train over on Twitch. He is Trainwreck Creations, I believe, is Trainwreck Creations. Train Erect Creations? No, not that one. Trainwreck Creation. Go over there, check him out. And Captain Steve, of course, Captain Steve. I think I still have you in here as Captain Steve. I believe it's Captain Steve. I know I still have it in there, but I don't know what I named it. I tried to shorten all of them. That way it's easier to type. There it is. Yeah, it is Captain Steve. I need to shorten yours. Steve. I tried to shorten all of them out. That way it's easier to, it's really fast to type them out. He's been really quiet. That's why I think we'll get an update soon. Tyler, my guess would be the first week of August, because that is around 2 months away from the last update. So generally, it's not a rule, it's not a guarantee, but generally they like to update the game every couple of months. And so the last update came out the first week of June. So July, August. So it'd be around the first week of August is when I would expect to see anything. Could be a little bit later, could be a little sooner, could be next week, we don't know. We never know until Sean Murray decides to tell us. But if I had to guess, that's what I would guess. Dun, dun, dun. Well, you know what? We're here. It is a corrupted planet, which is fine by me. Well, let's head north. I don't see any graves. And I know that Paul, another channel to follow, Elon Paul has said that some of his graves have come up as unknown buildings. So we might be zigzagging, looking for unknown buildings as well, because there's a weird bug that is making some of the locations come up different. So we'll find out, though. Is Paul in the chat? Oh, he is in the chat. There he is. Paul is in the chat. Well, yes, definitely go follow Paul as well. Are you streaming this weekend, Paul? Good luck with this. 2 more, you can do it. Low at the moon, stay in the equator. Seems it may work. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. I should go to a moon. That is a better idea. Moons are always better because they're smaller, so everything is closer together because there's not enough surface area to spread them out. Too bad it doesn't read chat, right? I read it sometimes, Paul. I read it sometimes. Nah. Well, you know Jason can't read? I mean, that is true, too. It's very hard for me to read. Now, I'm hesitant. I can't speak either. I'm hesitant to read because when I worked in radio, they call it rip and read. Basically, if you hand something to an on-air personality, they will just read it. And there's some people who are very good. I worked at a news radio station, and there were a lot of guys who were in there for like 20, 30 years. And so you just hand them anything and they will read it, and they can read it perfectly. However, they will read everything you give them, and that's the problem. Because sometimes you'll hand them a note saying, hey, don't read this, and then they just read it. And you're like, nope, you can't hand it to him when he's on the air because he will read it. And so I'm always hesitant to look over. I try to read it in my head before I read it out loud, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Gotta get in that mode, that rip and read mode, man. Just read it. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. What? Meetings are overrated? Yeah, meetings are overrated, man. Gotta do a stand-up, Paul? Oh, God. Stand-ups, I always hated going to my stand-ups. Like, God, no. I don't have time to do a stand-up. I would always try to schedule a show to be on the air when the stand-up happened. That way, I'm like, oh, I can't go. I have a show to do. Sorry, guys. I can't be there. You guys can email me, though. Just let me know what happened, because that's what it should be. It shouldn't have to be a stand-up. But anyway. At work on the phone, in and out of meetings all day. Oh, dude, in and out all day? Oof. That's the worst. We did that, I think it was once a month. We had our meeting with our production director, and he would go around to everybody. So his whole day was walking from studio to studio, having meetings with all the on-air talent. That must have been fun. Dun, dun, dun. Captain Steve says August 9th is the anniversary. I think that Tuesday and Wednesday after the 9th, or the week before, like Jason said. I think it'll probably be around there. And I mean, maybe, when was the last update we had that was on the anniversary? Because it's been a while. I think last year we didn't get an update on the anniversary. I think in 2023 we did not. I think the last one that was on that same week was 2022? Maybe. I don't know. So usually the updates are not on that anniversary week. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they're planning something. Maybe they're planning something and we have an update that week for the anniversary. And it is the 9-year anniversary this year. It's 9 years this year. Because the game came out in August of 2016. So we have to wait till the 2026 for it to be a 10-year anniversary. So it's a 9-year anniversary, so it's a big deal, but it's not like the 10 years is like usually a really big deal. So maybe they're going to wait for the 10-year anniversary for something. I don't know. Not seen any buildings either. You guys see any buildings? Did I miss something? I don't think so. I haven't seen anything. Andy says Jason is getting so old he needs 2 birthdays a year. Dude, I do. I gotta have a warning birthday and then a real birthday. Traveler Fozen says Hello Games and Steam need to find some new achievements. I don't know, yeah, because they put in a lot of updates. Like, you'd think that they'd be able to just slap in more achievements for some of the updated content, like doing Sentinel stuff, doing the harmonic camps, something like that. You'd think they'd throw in it for that, but maybe they're saving it. Maybe they're like, we don't want to do achievements for that. We're gonna save some of them for Light No Fire. I don't know. They want to put all their mind share and all their work ethic into the new game, not No Man's Sky. Not saying they haven't, because they've been putting out some amazing updates. Worlds Part 1 and Worlds Part 2 are insane updates to a game that's already 9 years old, 8 years old. It's crazy. Nothing. Not even a freaking location here. All right, well, let's keep going. No expedition has ever been released in August. Not even the first year? Are you sure we didn't get one in 2020? I'm trying to remember. We had the Pioneer expedition. Are you sure we didn't get one in August? I'm trying to remember. I can't. My brain's not working with the information. I think in 2020 we did, because it came out. The expeditions came out in the summertime. No! The Pioneer expedition was active, but it did not start in August. You're correct. It might have been active in August, but I don't think it started in August. Yeah, because I think it ran through August. Our updates. Atlas Rises came out on August 11th. Excuse me. Beyond came out in August 14th. Echoes came out in August 24th. Pioneers was 3/31. Was it that early? I thought it was summertime. I mean, you know, March, end of March is, I guess, kind of, and it's still spring. Yeah. I mean, who knows? This might be the first one we get. And it might be a special one. I know that last year I talked about it. I said, I don't know what they're going to add to the game. I couldn't think of anything because that was at the time where they added in shipbuilding. And so we got custom ships. So I was trying to rack my brain, and then they came out with Worlds Part 1, which was a complete overhaul of the terrain generation and how everything worked. Like, we had different planetary biomes now. And I was like, okay, they overhauled the water, which was insane. And then, you know, Worlds Part 2, they added ocean planets, I believe. It's just like, I keep saying it. I don't know what they can add. I don't know. They're going to have something because, of course, there's always something to add, but I just don't know what it is. Like, my wish list on No Man's Sky is basically checked off. We have custom ships. What else did I ask for? Custom ships, the variety is there. Worlds Part 1, Worlds Part 2. The water got overhauled. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would be the thing to add. No idea. But they have a list. They're doing it. Just don't know what it is. Maybe a companion update. Maybe a farming update so you can actually farm animals. I know that was a lot of our guesses for the bacon update, the beacon. We thought, oh, is it going to be farming animals? Like, we're going to be able to get, like, animal food, like slice up animals and make bacon? How old are you, Jason Traveler? I am 178 years old. 178. Headlights on the ships? That would be interesting. That feels like a supplementary thing. Like, that's like part of a bigger update. Like, what would be the big update? I think... Oh, I'm full. I can't pick anything up. Oh, yeah, because I picked up all that. All right, well then, dang it. Well, I haven't seen anything here. Maybe we should find a moon, you guys. Let's find a moon. We ran for a little while here. You look good for a mummy. I'm a vampire, thank you. And Ashley, thank you so very much, Ashley, for becoming a member on the channel. You're now a fellow traveler. Very much appreciated. 07. And if you're new and you don't know what 07 means, it's a salute. It is a thank you for either being cool, supporting the channel, whatever it is. Just 07. The thank you. A-Train says, I know Jason's real age, and let me tell you, he's not that young. That's true. That is true. I am no young person. I might act like it sometimes, but I'm an old, grouchy old man. There's no moons in this system. Of course! I go to a system that doesn't even have any moons. I was wondering, like, I didn't see any. Well, let's go find a system with moons. That way I can run around a moon. Might make it a little easier to find the graves. I need to get rid of some of this crap I have in my inventory, too. No moons in that system. There is one moon in that system. 1, 2... I think I see 3 moons in this system. Let's go here. They should make the settlements a base that you can add parts to, and maybe that'll be in a future update. Like, they did do beacons, which was a huge overhaul to how these settlements work. So maybe that'll be in a future update. It'll be an additional, like, hey, and oh yeah, by the way, settlements now are considered bases, so you can actually put parts there. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. We always talk about having the ability to play older expeditions, like turn the Space Anomaly kiosk into like a replay terminal so you can go back and play any of the older expeditions. That would be cool. I would love that. I just don't know how they would do that. And then Ashley with her member, 26 months. Okay, I need to get... YouTube needs to update their thing to where they tell me that you've re-upped instead of becoming a brand new traveler. Thank you. I didn't forget you. I'm just old. My memory doesn't work as much, and I don't know why it didn't pop up, Ashley. That should have popped up. Do I not get the message? Oh, come on, super chat. Let me, it's not popping up. Well, dang it. Streamlabs is terrible today. Well, I'll read it. Ashley Jacquard, member for 26 months, says, hey, Jason, LOL, you forget me so easy. I'm not new. I did. I'm old. I'm old. I forget everything. I've just been ill and not gaming. Well, hopefully it's getting better then. Hopefully it's better than Ashley. Because, I mean, if I couldn't game, I don't know. I have to game. I have to. Well, let's go and sell some stuff. Make some room in my inventory since my inventory is full of junk, probably. Let's sell it, because all we need is a grave. Oh, yeah, I gotta sell it first. I don't have any room. Okay, let's do this. Sure. 199,000. Oh, my God. Multi-tool expansion slot. Sure. Let's see. Can I even upgrade my thing? Oh, I can. I got one more slot. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's go sell some stuff. I go to the other side and sell some stuff. Andy says, I think if all the expeditions become available, it's because Hello Games has finished supporting No Man's Sky. Maybe. I don't think they ever will, though. I think that they will definitely slow down. Because right now, we get an update for No Man's Sky every couple of months. Every 2 months, we're getting a content thing update. It could be an expedition, it could be content, it could be both. And it's a substantial update. It's not just like a, hey, we added a new color to your ships. It's like a huge content update. And so I think they'll always do that, but they will probably slow down, especially when Light No Fire comes out. Because they'll have another game to actually work on. So it'll slow down. It'll say, hey, instead of every couple of months, maybe once a year or twice a year, every 6 months, we do an update. That, because we need to focus on our other thing as well. And it makes sense. Like, hey, you got this other thing. Sure, go do that. Refined flour. Softened bone marrow. Sure, we'll sell that. We'll sell the inverted mirror. You know what? We'll sell the refined flour because we have our Severt beans. Severt. We'll sell the Viking effigy. The Herox. Where's my other one go? I had the other crap. Where did it go? Granitine. There we go. Mango. Really? Mango gold. We'll get rid of that. All right, now we'll go to my starship. Silver. We have a repair kit we need. Teleport coordinators. Get rid of that. Void motes we don't need. Get rid of them. Convergence cube I'm going to keep just because I'm weird and I think I'm going to need it. Deuterium we don't need. We don't need Emerald anymore. We don't need the salvage data. Don't need polished stone. We don't need dirt. Slashing springtail. We got a bone. Corvex casing just because I think we need it. Carnivore. Desiccated carnivore tissue. Gak relic just because I'm a weirdo and I think we might need it. All right. Look at how much oxygen I have. Look at how much carbon I have. Good lord. Do not need all this, Jason. I have stacks and stacks. Look at this. I got a whole bunch of sodium and sodium nitrate. My God. Put that away. Keep that, keep that, keep that. This is my food. Speaking of food, I am almost done with my steamed vegetable, so let's put in some Gra Jam. That'll give me shield strength for the next. Oh, it doesn't tell me because I'm still eating the last vegetable. I had 2 minutes left of my vegetables. Jason, what happened to Crosswinds? I need to get back in there, Dino. So, I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I am planning some stuff for the end of the month. I won't be here for the end of the month. And so I'm taking care of that right now. But I do need to get in and record some more Crosswinds because it's a really good game. Need to jump back in there and do that. But I've just been busy in my real life stuff. So I haven't had a chance to get back in there and record more. Oh, I got another multi-tool. I don't think I can make another expansion here. Let's see. Can I? Nope. Max storage reached. I can't do any more.
Go for the graves.
I know, I need to.
Lol.
I need to. I need to, Michael. Thank you so much for being a member for 14 months. Very much appreciated. Oh, 7. Okay, we did all that. We opened up all the boxes. We got one upgrade here. We don't need it, though. We'll get rid of it. There we go. And we have a multi-tool slot here. All right, let's go. Let's go find a moon and run around a moon for a little while and find a grave. Tyler says a better freighter ship with better variety. A freighter overhaul, that would be a good update. Give us a whole new, because we haven't had any new, like you could say that we got the pirate dreadnought, but it wasn't a freighter overhaul. They just added one more to the list of them. So yeah, a freighter overhaul, that would be pretty cool. Like the way that freighter combat works, the way that freighters are laid out, the variety of them. Like what they did with the settlements. They kind of overhauled the way they work. Like they have special buildings for things now. They have buildings, have classes, all that kind of stuff. So that would be interesting. Yeah, a freighter overhaul would be awesome. I need to find my my moon, which is right there, but I can't see it. It's right behind that planet. Let's see the other one. Ooh, is that a frozen moon? It looks like a frozen moon. That's a Forsaken moon. You know what? I'll take that. Forsaken moon. Let's go see if we can find a grave over there. Oh, yeah, we have a whole bunch of charts. We can go get our inventory upgraded. Good Lord. Don't know why. Yeah, we're good. So I should be digesting now. Nope, we still have 3, 2, 1. Pop. Okay. And that turns into radiation resistance. Okay. Radiation resistance for the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Did I go right past that moon? I did. That was in the menus. Go to the moon. There we go.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology
And we're good. All right.
recharge.
Forsaken moon. This might be good. Jason, you should feel at home on that moon. After playing Dune and getting screwed? Yeah, I do. There we go. So we need 2 more graves, and we're looking for graves because each grave will give you a glyph. That way we can use the portals. And we need 5 glyphs before we can use the portals. That's why we're looking for graves. And, all right, let's go north. And these are kind of nice, too, because there's no atmosphere. You can use your jetpack like crazy. So you can just kind of really zip on through. Is that an ancient data structure? Nice. So you can really zip through on a Forsaken, an airless or a lifeless planet. Just constantly. Shadow Miner says, crap, you're digested? Are you inside a space whale? Maybe. Maybe. It's a Kojima space whale, though. Keldar says, what happened with Dune? I would recommend going and watching the stream from Wednesday. But I will give you the TLDR of, at about 3 hours into the stream, we're in the deep desert, which is a PvP zone. I ran into a bug in the deep desert where if you fly or go into any of the quicksand, it would just glitch out. You won't be able to move. You will die. And then if you respawn in the same spot and die again. Over, you get into a death loop. And it's a weird glitch. It's a weird bug, and you can't get out of there. I lost all my equipment. I lost 2 Thopters. I lost my own, and I used Bob's to go get mine, and the same thing happened again. And the only way out of it is to respawn back in the Haga Basin, which just basically makes you lose all of your stuff. So I was like, you know, now's a good time to quit. Now's a good time to quit. I'm not a big fan of the PvP as it is in general. I would rather go out and farm NPCs and do it that way, but it wasn't that bad. But you throw in, I'm already not liking the PvP. I'm already scared for my life, and then bugs just ruin it. I'm good. I'm good. And, I mean, we finished the main storyline. The only thing we were doing was getting the more end game level gear. So, like the armors, the weapons, the equipment. And I was like, I don't need, for what? What are we doing that for? No, really. Don't really need it, so I'm good. Jason, it happened just after you got murdered. That is true, too. So I wasn't so mad about the murder. It irritated me because I lost my assault thopter. But if you watch the stream, I technically brought in my other chopper, my other helicopter, for that reason. I was like, okay, I have my assault, which is the heavy-duty one. I'll use that, and if I get destroyed with that one, I'll just use my scout and I'll be more safe. I'll just avoid all the PvP stuff. That still didn't matter because you avoid the PvP stuff, and I still got glitched out. So I was like, okay, great. Even just trying to avoid the PvP, I got screwed. So thank you. Yeah, I kind of, because when you're in the deep desert, there's a lot of PvP zones, and if you want to get the good stuff, you got to go to the PvP. Like none of the good like end game materials even show up in the PvE area. We're talking all the good like spice blows. You can get like 500. But you need hundreds and hundreds and thousands of spice. So you need to go to the PvP area. Anyway. It was just a train wreck. I was already like, I was already feeling like I was towards the end of it anyway. And then that basically just told me, yeah, you're done. You're done, buddy. You're done. Get in there. Get in there. Nothing here. All right, let's keep going. I can pull out my my signal booster, but again, it's not going to be great. I think I need. Oh no! I'm thinking of old school No Man's Sky. You don't need nav data for your signal booster. You just can fire it off. Surge battery. Oh yeah, you do need a surge battery. Damn. That is true. It was a train wreck, but not of a train's making. No, that is absolutely true. Well, then I quit. I was like, I'm done for the day. I don't want to play this anymore. And then Bob, I don't know what happened to Bob. I know that he got taken out in PvP. And so I was like, oh my God, that was just a wreck. And then on his way to escape, he ran into the bug on the end of his stream going over the quicksand. If you get too close to that quicksand, there's a weird bug that it basically perpetually reloads you. It's almost like a rubber band. And it's connected to the quicksand somehow. I don't know what was going on. All I know is when I went back and checked, every time we had issues, all of us, Bob, me, every time we had issues, it was because we were near the quicksand. And so I was just like, yeah, this is great. 5 minutes away. Well, I mean, that is a marker to go to, I guess. It's north-ish. Yeah, so I don't know what they did. They had a patch come through the night before. On Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, they had a patch, and it just broke a lot of stuff, at least for me. The game was crashing. Everything was just not good. So I was like, yeah, you know, I already wasn't digging this anyway, but now I'm double not digging it, so we're good. Nate Dogg says, is there a new expedition? Not yet. Not yet. My guess is we won't see anything new until the first week of August. First week of August is probably when we'll get either a new update or a new expedition or something like that. That's my guess. But I mean, you guys know, if you played No Man's Sky long enough, you know, we don't get any warning. It's just, hey, by the way, here's an update. It's like, oh, great, thanks. So yeah, we have to wait. I see the observatory. And nothing else. And pop. So we're here. Let's go north. Come on, Graves, come on. Missed me, Dr. Pog. I was at the loot. No! Well, he alt-tabbed when he was on top of my thopter. Super sketchy. And then we crossed the border and he got knocked off into the quicksand. I don't think it was that he got knocked off. I think when I was looking at it, Train, when I was looking at it, at least for my stream, and I saw a little bit on Bob's, if you got close enough to the quicksand, like it did not affect you if you were, I think, above 650 meters above the quicksand. But if you were below 650, there was a weird glitch to where if you were running or if you were flying, either your copter would glitch out and you would have to restart, or it would stop you and you would do this weird swooping animation. And when you reloaded, you would be on the ground and your copter would keep flying. And it happened to me 3 times on Wednesday, twice during the stream, and 1 time after the stream when I was trying to go back and get my copter. And that's when I realized, oh, it's the quicksand. This mother... All right. So it's something with the quicksand hitbox. I don't know what it is because it's anytime you got close to it. And so if you were flying close enough, he would have just got pulled off. And it's not your fault, not his fault. It's the game being buggy. It was fine on the Thopter. It just was Bob getting held up at the border. I think it was a different issue than yet. Maybe. I mean, who knows? At this point, I really don't give a shit because I'm not playing it again. So you could give me the scientific breakdown and I'd be like, cool. Not going to affect my life in any way because I'm not playing that garbage again. Oh. So that's for them to figure out since they broke it. Since they broke it, they can fix it.
Did I miss an expedition after relics?
When was the relics expedition? I gotta check that one out. Thank you, Ashley, by the way, for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Let me look. Relic expedition was... When was that? Because there was one. Was that the last one? That wasn't called relics, was it? The beacon update did not have relic. No, they didn't have any expedition with the beacon update because that was based on nope, they have relics. It was the one right before that. Okay. No, there was no expedition after that because the update after relics was the beacon update, which was settlements, and they did not have an expedition with the settlements. I don't know how you would. I mean, I can think of ways, but I wouldn't want to do that any way at all. Look at that. That's a crashed freighter, and I can't see it. That's what makes me worried, is that there was probably a grave behind me, but I couldn't see it. Because look at that. There's a crashed freighter. We know it because we can see the freighter. But it's not popping up on my visor at all. Let's see. How close do we have to get before it pops up, you guys? Let's see. Yeah, look at this. Nothing. This is what makes me nervous. We're almost 500 out, and we're not getting anything. There it goes. What was that? 500 and a little under 500 meters out. 500 units. My God, yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. Yeah, not good. The bacon update. I know, I keep calling it the bacon update because that's what it was. The bacon emoji. I'm hungry for some bacon now. Oh, 7 in chat. I've only missed one so far. Yeah. So, and hopefully they'll have replays. So they generally do. And they have the last, I think, 2 years, they've had a replay of an early expedition as well as the ones from the current year. So maybe they'll replay a good one. Maybe they'll replay the Looper expedition. That would be amazing. The permadeath expedition, everyone would hate that. That would be my favorite couple of weeks. Just get the Looper expedition for a couple weeks. Oh, that would be good. I think there's enough in the swear jar for Jason to buy a VR headset now. Oh, maybe. Gotta swear a little bit. Gotta let YouTube know it's not a kid, like a child channel. The Lord knows. And now I have to worry if they are thinking that my all my stuff is via or AI generated, AI voice. So there's that to think of. But yeah, gotta throw in a swear every once in a while. Looper was my favorite. Mine too, Michael. Mine too. I know a lot of people hated it because it was a permadeath one, but man, it's my favorite. I love that one. It was good. I know they're never gonna make another like permadeath expedition because so many people hated it. However, give us the option. Let me turn on permadeath for an expedition. That'd be great. I would love to run one in permadeath just to see. Get up there and done. All right. Shadow Miner says, will you ever go back to Dune if they add more PvP or PvE activities? I will probably, in all reality, I will probably go back in October. I think they said the next DLC that they're going to add, the next update for content, is going to be in October. So realistically, I'll probably re-download it in October and check it out again. But I'm not feeling the pull to go back to it anytime soon. And there's so many awesome games that are out there now that why would I want to do that to myself? Why would I want to punch myself in the nuts? Because, you know, it felt good the first time, but not the last time. There's other games to play. And they're fun. Has he found any graves? Not yet, Trunquila, not yet. At least not this stream. We haven't found any buildings, which is kind of making me nervous too. Like, I'm not even getting markers for buildings. We had that crash freighter that didn't show up. That makes me a little nervous. Like, is nothing going to show up on my visor? Oh, that's going to be rough. It's going to be really hard to find a grave if it doesn't come up on my visor. Felt good the first time? Oh, Ken, you know it felt good the first time. I mostly like to throw out those analogies because I know Midnight loves the nut punching analogy I use. He absolutely loves it, especially when it comes to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oh. Permadeath Expedition could give exclusive rewards. I think that would get people to play. Well, that's what it was. So the I believe it was called the Looper Expedition. That was a permadeath expedition, and you can only get the rewards by playing in permadeath. There was no way to turn it off. And I think that's what people were upset about. Now, if you want to say there should be a unique extra reward if you do a certain expedition on permadeath, I don't know. Then people will argue that, well, there's content that I can't get because I don't want to play on permadeath. And I get that. But you know there's going to be someone who says, well, there's extra stuff I can't have because I don't want to play permadeath. Like, all right. I mean, I get it. Just giving me the option would be enough for me, honestly. If I was able to just turn it on, I would love it. Just let me turn on permadeath. You don't have to give me any extra rewards. Because honestly, beating an expedition on permadeath is a reward to me. Because I could be like, suck it. I did it on permadeath, guys. I completed the entire expedition on permadeath. Fishing was your favorite, Andy? Fishing was good. Now, it sucks for speed runs, but it's a fun expedition. I like the fishing expedition. That was always really cool. And they've started to throw in a lot more fishing milestones. And so I have a feeling they're doing that simply because they know it's RNG. There's no way to speed run that. There's no way around it. So it's another way to kind of make it harder, which is cool. I like it. And then Sean Murray, different Sean Murray. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Saying number one with, is that the hippopotamus? Yeah, it looks like a hippo. Hippo sticker. I like that. That's pretty awesome. Okay. That should be working here. What's going on here? Now you're killing me here.
You're pretty good.
There's one. Why are you not? Streamlabs. Let me go into Streamlabs. Obviously, Streamlabs is acting up. What the heck is going on here, Streamlabs? Let me turn it off and turn it back on. That's always the solution. At least 90% of the time. Turn it off, turn it back on, and hopefully it works. Let's see. Log in. Why are you acting up today, Streamlabs? What is going on here? Cloudbots, turn you on or turn you off. Now turn you back on. Now let's see. Should be good. People just want stuff to give them. I don't want any kind of a challenge. I mean, there's that aspect of it, but I mean, I get it. Like, I'm a little irritated with Dune because it's the philosophy of the end game is they want you to group up and they want you to play in PvP for all the top tier stuff. I get that. I don't like it. I think it's not a type of game I like. I don't like PvP. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. You know, grouping up, not a big deal. We were all grouped up there. Me, Bob, Train, Zane, Beebs, Heather. That's not a big deal. That kind of is a little irritating, but it's like, okay, whatever. But going into a PvP, like forcing someone to play a mode that they don't like, okay, I can get it. I understand it. Give me another way to get it. And get it, not buy it. Get it. That's what I mean. Because yes, I could be at the mercy of the player trade market, and hopefully someone takes pity on me and he puts Spice Melange on the sale for not 100,000 credits. Or maybe just let me go get it. Oh, there's a building. Oh, wait a minute. That's a transmission tower. All right. So I get it. When there's a reward for something you don't want to do, I get it. It's irritating, it's frustrating because you're like, hey, I really don't like playing it. I really don't like, playing my game that way. So that's why having an option is always cool. I'm all for more options. Let's see what it is. Times 3 minus 1 times 3, 28, 38. Yep, times 3 minus 1. So times 3, 122 times 3 would be 366 minus 1 is 365. Jason, you suck. I know. How many of us have turned off the suit voice? No, I have the suit voice. I tried playing with the male voice. That felt weird because I played the game for so long with a female voice. It was weird to hear a male voice, a masculine voice, telling me stuff. Gotta have that female voice. I don't know what it is. 2 hours away? I bet you we can get there. All right, you know what? On our way. Let's see if there's a... we'll go towards that. We'll spend 2 hours. It's not going to be 2 hours because I use my jetpack. It'll be faster than 2 hours. We've set the marker. 2 hours from now, we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes in the stream. Let's see if it takes me 2 hours. I bet you not. Simply because that timer is set on you walking like that. If you run, it's a little bit faster, and if you use your jetpack, it's a lot faster than that 2 hour time. That time limit they give you is on foot walking. So just doing this makes it way faster. And ultimately, I can just get in my ship and fly over there. But I want to see if there's any freaking graves. Nope. That's why I like the relaxing this game is. I mean, it can be. So I like the option. You have to, like, for the expeditions, there is an element of you can't change some settings too much, but they allow you to change some. And for the most part, it's kind of like, okay, this is a little bit weird, but I can dig it. So for me, there's a good balance there of, yeah, you can. Oh my God, look at it. There's a building right here that didn't show up on my visor when I looked over here. An abandoned building. All right. But yeah, so there's always going to be a certain point where it's like, okay, we can't just hand you the item. You have to do something for it. But give me more options. Shadow Miner says Dune needs a PvE dungeons that are tier 6 level enemies, gear, and mats that are accessible from the world map. It would be the PvP endgame content. I wish, but that's the way that they want to do it. So they've kind of come out. And they were totally against changing the Deep Desert to PvE. They had a lot of pushback from the community, and they said, okay, we will do PvE stuff. They changed the deep desert because it was all basically 90% PvP. And they changed it to where now it's like 50-50. The first half of it is going to be PvE with like little PvP zones. And then the last half, you know, E, F, G, H, I, 5 sectors are all PvP no matter what. And so I was like, okay, that's a good compromise. Especially for when they were like staunchly like, nope, we're not doing it because that's what we want. We want players to group up. We want players to be in PvP. The reasoning they gave for it is kind of a bull reason, though. When they say, oh, if you want to do PvP, you can, but you can also avoid it. Really? How do you avoid PvP in I-9? That entire 4,000 meter section is all PvP. And no matter what I do, I'm in PvP. I can't turn it off. And you can say fly away. Yeah, I can fly away from a Mark 6 Thopter with rockets. You can screw yourself on that. There's no way around that. So no, there is no option on some of the things. No option. They say, oh, you could just choose to run away. Really? Yeah, I'm sure you could. Honestly, the bugs are worse than griefers. Mo, 100% agree with you on that. And that's where I was on Wednesday. I didn't like the griefers, but I could deal with griefers. I can deal with, and I know A-Train, you love when we call them griefers. Because if you don't use the exact terminology that's in the dictionary, then it's not correct. But, in general, the colloquial term that most people use is griefers. Anyone who attacks you for no reason. There's no bringing on, there's no intimidation, there's no anything. It's just you're doing your thing and then you get shot. So that's what a lot of people would consider it. But that is not a problem for the most part. Like, I played in the PvP areas and I got shot and killed 3 times, I think. And it was like 3 times out of 20 hours. So it's like, okay, not a big deal. You're going to run into the people who want to do PvP and they're going to force you to do PvP. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to or not, they're going to force it on you. But that's not most people. The big problem, especially personified on Wednesday's stream, was me literally trying to leave the desert and I could not. It got to a point where I was in a death respawn spiral and I just had to respawn back in the general map outside the DD, outside the deep desert, which forces you to lose everything. And you're like, great. Great. I just lost all my stuff. Thank you, game. And it's not because I died in PvP. It's not because I died because of my stupidity, because I do that a lot anyway. It's because the game bugged out. And that just put the icing on the cake, like, all right, I'm already frustrated. Why kick me while I'm frustrated anyway? It's not a good way to do it. Look at 1 hour in. We've only run for, 5 minutes? And we've already chopped off an hour. So, yeah, it's way less than that. As long as you're using your jetpack. If you're just walking, yeah, it'll take you 2 hours. And walking meaning that. If I did this, it would take me 2 hours, or 1 hour now, but 2 hours to get there. If you run, it'll chop off 25% of the time. And if you use a jetpack, you're going to chop off way more. I did submit a ticket. I did, Calvin. I did. I technically submitted 2 of them. I submitted one telling them their game sucks and PvP is a piece of garbage and they need to change it. And then I did a second one as I was in the DD after the stream telling them, hey, look, there's something to do with the quicksand biome. The quicksand hitbox is just all screwed up. So something's going on with the quicksand because if you get too close, you get screwed. So you should probably check into that. Wow, that didn't take long at all. Yeah, Traveler, yeah. So when all the timers are based on your on foot, unless you're in a ship, of course. If you're on foot, it's based on your walking. If you're in a ship, it's based off of your actual, if you were just afloat. Like, not use your pulse drive or anything like that. Those are all the timers are based on the basic movement. Basic movement. No buildings, huh? Damn. Your jetpack is OP. Well, it's because we're on an airless planet. So, we're on a dead planet. Let me look. Let me show you. We're on a... Did I not tell you? Okay, I guess it's just inert weather. So there's no oxygen here. When you're on a no atmosphere or a dead planet, you can use your jetpack and it refills faster. And so your movement on a dead airless planet is way faster than any other planet. It is super slow on a gas giant or a Titan planet because they're huge. They have higher gravity. These have lower gravity, so you can see I'm like using my jetpack like crazy. And it refills so much faster. Oh, you guys can't see it. But I mean, I'm just constantly using it. So another reason why you want to go to a moon, an airless moon, because you can travel all over it looking for graves really quickly. Now, I'm a little bit worried because we haven't seen very much. Like, we've seen a couple of buildings, so I'm not as worried. But the fact that we had a crash freighter not show up on the visor makes me a little scared. Like, what if I had a grave and it just didn't show up on my visor? At least no death by fall damage. I mean, it can happen, but yeah, it's harder. It's harder to do it on an airless world. He's being aided by this being a low atmosphere. Yep, exactly. Yep, A-Train got it. A-Train also says 2 people in a PvP zone and each potentially has high tier resources. There's a reason for getting attacked, not griefing. Okay. We will agree to disagree on that, Train. We will agree to disagree on that. If nobody's aggressive towards you and you attack, even if they might have, I mean, at any time I could have higher tier stuff than the person in any other region. But because it's a PvP zone, I'm allowed to, and that allows people to be dicks. It is the shopping cart syndrome. There are people who return their shopping carts to the corral, and there are people who just leave their shopping carts in the middle of the parking lot. There's no punishment for it. No one cares, really. But it does show the person you are when you don't put your shopping cart away. And in PvP, it shows what kind of person you are. If no one attacks... Like, I get it. If someone comes by and shoots you, yeah, shoot them back. But if you're out there doing nothing, you're not attacking anyone, you're just collecting spice or whatever, and then some dick flies in with a rocket launcher to destroy your ship. And in your example, they're not there to get your gear. Every time I've been killed in the deep desert, it wasn't to pick off my gear. It was to kill me. That was it. They left me to die to the worm. They would kill my thopter and destroy it and leave me. They're not there to get my gear. They're there to kill me. That's it. So, yeah. So the only acceptable PvP is self-defense. If someone wants to fight, absolutely you can do that, Train. Me and Bob were in the PvP zone and we had a knife fight. That's fine. But if I'm in the PvP zone and I'm not doing anything and you want to kill me, it's PvP, but that doesn't mean you're not a dick. I mean, the two things are not mutually exclusive. You could be a dick and also be in PvP. Again, shopping cart. You don't have to put your shopping cart in the corral, but it doesn't mean you're not a dick. So, yeah, it's not against the law. It's not, it's not like, oh, man, you're going to get arrested for not putting your shopping cart away. It's your dick. Dick is equivalent to griefer, Train. Dick is griefer in this instance. Griefing is against their TOS. Well, I mean, if you go by their TOS, PvE is against their TOS. How hard were they pushing against PvE in the deep desert? So I don't know. And I'm sure also there's a lot of other things that are part of the TOS that people will do constantly. So sure, again. Oh, if they were seeking higher level towards dominance, it would be okay. I don't know. End of the day, ain't a thing to me. I'm not playing the game. It doesn't matter. So I'll be good with that. And ultimately, I would hope that a game that pushes you in PvE for 100 hours and then ripcords you into PvP at the end game would be a little bit more understanding that people are going to be upset about that. Like, it's not like PvP is a major part of the game until the end game. Sure, you could say shipwrecks, but people avoid that. Players do that. So when you ripcord people at the end, then you're like, oh, okay, people are going to be upset about it. It's not my game. I don't care. Your shirt is kind of see-through? Kind of. Is it? Maybe. It is a shade of blue, which is kind of a green, I guess. So I have a green screen behind me. And so I have a filter to filter out the green. That way you can kind of see everything on the screen. But that probably is filtering out a little bit of my shirt. One hour in. We've been going for 13 minutes. 13 minutes in. And let's see if we can get under an hour. Oh, yeah, I need to look around for graves. I'm so distracted. I'm actually non-corporeal. I am a ghost. I'm a ghost. Dun, dun, dun. Especially in the most sought-after resource location. I mean, yeah. I know. It is what it is. It's the game they want to make, and that's fine. I just don't like it. And I will say I got plenty of enjoyment out of it. I got my money's worth. They gave it to me for free. But even if I paid the $50 entrance fee, I did get a key from them. Even if I paid the $50, more than worth it. 160, 180 hours. Awesome, awesome game. A lot of meat there, a lot of content there for your money. It's just more irritating, frustrating that the end game is PvP, and then you get to deal with the jankiness of that as well. It's like, ideally, even in the perfect circumstance, if the game was flawless, I would still be a little bit like, I don't want to do PvP. But because the game is not even flawless, you still have to deal with bugs. Like, not even, like, we ran into some really egregious bugs on Wednesday. Don't get me wrong. But even before that, me, Bob, and A-Train were grouped together, and the groups don't work. We would have numbers for your different, your party members. They wouldn't work. They would turn off. You would lose people. And it's like, I mean, that's just the icing on the shit cake. Come on. Don't do that. Typically involves actions that prevent other players from enjoying the game, such as destroying their structure, sabotaging the progress. Yes, yes. We want the clinical definition of griefing. Yes. And I'm not trying to go after you, Train. I don't want you to feel like I'm going after you. What I'm trying to convey is the average player might not use the exact terminology, the exact way, and the exact phrasing of the exact instance in the exact time you want to use. They are conveying their emotions at the time. And you can say, well, it's not the right term. It's not going to change the feeling of the players, not just me. There's a lot of other people who will call it griefing. And instead of using the straw man of, well, that's not the real word. They don't care if it's the real word or not. They just are conveying that they're frustrated with that kind of behavior. So, yes. Should there be a different word used? Probably. Are people going to care about that? No. Someone who's frustrated because they got killed, because they're just trying to mind their own business, doing something in a PvP area, and they're not attacking anyone, they're not being aggressive, and they got attacked anyway, they're going to feel frustrated. And they're going to call it whatever it is. Griefing, dick riding, bullshit, whatever. They don't care. That's the word they used. That's what it is. So, an emotion. That's the way to get an argument to be on your side. Trade. No one's going to agree with you if you start with so. So already tells me you're going to misconstrue my wording, but yes, go on. So, an emotional argument that is fallacious to boot should be allowed to cause my feelings. Yes. So, when you start out with so, it just means you already are going to misconstrue what I say. Yeah. True. You know what, Train? We're going to do this. Let's do this. Ba-ba-boom. That looks like player feelings, right? That looks like my feelings. I mean, huh. Looks like a lot of people are enjoying that game. Man. Dang. Man, they're doing a good job. Go to Max. Yeah. Man, they're doing a good job. I mean, I don't want to tell them how to make their game. They can do whatever they want with it. Whatever they want with it. Oh. But, that being said, still need to find some graves in No Man's Sky today. I know, Train. I know. Oh. What's the hardest part about breaking up with your Japanese girlfriend? Silly mama, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. What's the hardest part about breaking up with your Japanese girlfriend? Hopefully it's not a terrible joke. Because my mind is going to terrible places. I don't know. Hopefully it's a dad joke. I like the dad joke ones where it's like very cheesy and a pun or something like that. Oh God, something about needing a new pillow? Maybe. That might be the way to go. That might be the way to go on that one. Better than the tentacle route that I was going. Oh God! Okay, that's still solid. That is still solid, silly mama. Dang. That is solid. That's a terrible joke, but it's solid. That's good. I was going the complete other direction. Wow. Ouch. 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 It's dark. Dark on that one. How do you keep an idiot in suspense? Don't worry, I'll tell you later, Andy. I'll tell you later. Oh.
Technology recharge.
Ba-ba-boom. I don't think the shipbuildings are showing up. We had a couple, Tennis. We had a couple show up. And it could just, again, No Man's Sky is an RNG, so a random number generator. So there's no like guaranteed there has to be a building every whatever. It's going to be randomly spread out. So it could just be I'm in a run of bad luck. But man, yeah, we haven't run across the building in a while. They've been very far and few between. I could do signal booster again just to see. The other thing is I don't know if a signal booster actually marks an unmarked grave, like an unknown grave. Like, I don't know if it's in the pool or not. Because the signal booster will mark any random building on the planet. And that means anything. So there's no limit, but I don't know if anything includes an unmarked grave. I've never had one get marked by a signal booster, but that doesn't mean it never happens. It could, I just have bad luck. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing. I know I'm traveling south now. I went over the border. I'm mostly aiming at this distress beacon. That's what we're aiming for. And we're under an hour now. So we've only been going for 24 minutes? 24 minutes when we first got the distress beacon, and it said it was 2 hours away. And now we're down to under an hour, under 50 minutes. So we've traveled 2 hours distance walking in 25 minutes. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. We haven't found any dang buildings, though. Oh, speaking of that, there's an unknown building over here. And then it's an actual building. Observatory? Yes, it is. So we got an observatory. So technically, we got in there. I've been Dr. Pong. I like this one. I've been dating a necromancer and it's starting to get serious. We're talking about raising a family. That's a good one too. That's a good one. Not as dark. Kind of dark. Not as dark. That's a good one. I like all the cheesy pun dad jokes. Very good. That's the one you passed earlier? I don't think so. Maybe. But the one I passed earlier was, I don't think it was that close to the distress beacon. Maybe it was. I don't know. Tyler says, Jason, what is one of the hottest temperatures you will be experienced in living in the South? Eating a ghost pepper? Hottest temperatures you can experience in the South. I don't know. Jason needs to tell NORAD to weaken their system so he can have a better internet. I wish. I mean, all I need is freaking fiber. Midnight has fiber. Did I drop anything yet? I don't think that was me. And it's not me today. Not me today. It's all you guys. Or YouTube. I got zero. Zero frame dropped. Nothing. I got no frames dropped today. My internet's solid. This is when it falls apart. This is when all of a sudden I drop connection. But as of right now, I got a solid connection. So Xfinity is showing me love today, I guess. Let me call your ISP. Don't do it. They don't even need a call. You just let them know Jason's actually having a good time with his internet. They'll fix it immediately. Oh, God. They'll tune into the stream and be like, oh, I'm sorry. We were supposed to disconnect you a while ago, Jason. We forgot. Our guy's sleeping at the wheel today. He's supposed to ruin your internet. No frames dropped yet, but no buildings either. That's true. That is true. Maybe that's what it is. If I get buildings, I have to drop my frames on my my connection, my stream. Oh yeah, that's a crash freighter. That is a crash freighter right there. Can't see it. Not on my visor anyway. Nothing there. Nothing there. How far are we away? 35 minutes. So we've been technically walking for half an hour. Not seeing any buildings. Oh. What did Kevin say? Can I destroy the one I got for free? Your multi-tool? Hey, I just started again, and your new player guide has helped me a lot. I also had a quick question. I have a free multi-tool that I want to use my old one, but I'm stuck with the one I got for free. So, Kevin, if you traded it, then it will force you to keep that one. So you can either trade it or you can buy the new one. There's two separate options when they give you the free multi-tool. It will be for free, but you will be forced to, if you exchange it, that's the only one you have. You're trading your old one in. Now, have you, Kevin, gone into your options, go down on your D-pad, go over to this gear icon, and you have swap multi-tool option right here. Are you sure you can't go back to the other one like this? Because, I need to sell those. But yeah, have you gone and done that? If you only have one multi-tool, that means you traded it. You didn't buy the new one or take the new one. You exchanged it. And if you exchange it, that means you're giving up your old one. You can't go back. Yeah, I go back to the first multi-tool, which isn't broken. Nice. Good. The swap version I see. Thank you. I have an old one again. Nice. Good. Yeah. Yeah, they don't explain that you can change the. I will say, for as much as I love No Man's Sky, the tutorials are kind of like, they're not terrible, but they're not great. And for things like switching out multi-tools, they don't really go into depth. They just kind of throw you in the deep end and hope you find it. Find that option. Jason, go over where in the anomaly you recycle it. I should go back in there because I need to recycle it. I think we did that with a few of them. I need to do that because do I have any room in my inventory? That's the question. I got some. Oh my God, look at all this. All right, will I pick up more oxygen? I didn't think I did. I'm like just psychologically programmed to keep picking up stuff even though I don't need it. Like oxygen. I don't need oxygen. I don't need carbon. Don't pick it up, Jason. Don't. My brain just tells me I have to. I have to. They have a crowdsourced tutorial with the APP called Jason Plays. I mean, that is true. I can't let YouTube know. They're going to think I'm AI generated and like totally kill my channel. Got to throw in the F-bombs every once in a while, so they know I'm not a fake AI channel. And I mean, I don't know, AI never gonna generate this kind of face. Dismantle the anomaly near the teleporter. Yeah, if you want to get rid of the old one, you can dismantle. You can't sell them. I mean, you can trade them, but you cannot sell them. And when you trade them for a new multi-tool, they give you the value of your old one. So if you want to trade in your broken one, it'll be cheaper because it's broken. Your trading value is going to be lower, but it'll give you a little bit cheaper price on a future multi-tool. But if you just want to get rid of it, go to the space anomaly. Make sure you have that one active, and then when you go interact with it, it will destroy it for you. So we can do that. After we get to this crash ship, we'll do that. We'll go, because I need to get rid of some of mine anyway. I got a few in my inventory that are just marked sell. I literally called them sell. That way I remember to sell them. This one, what is this one? That's a sell too. Yeah, it's a C class. It doesn't have anything special in it. Let's sell that one. So let's rename that one sell as well. That way I know that one's a sell. Sell, sell, sell. There we go. AI 24/7. Jason Plays. It's infinite content. Oh, God, dude. One of these days, man, the future is coming. Future is coming. And the only thing saving me is I'm terrible at games. So. Shadow Miner says, in the prompt, they described you as having a face for radio. They do. They do. They do. I'm sure the AI prompt talks about like how terrible Dune is now. The chat is discussing how bad Dune is and arguing back and forth. Even though we're playing No Man's Sky today. I got it. Thanks. I was near the vendor, but the decommission thing is at the portal. Yes, it's over there. It's near that. Ba, ba, ba. Still nothing in here. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Every time Jason is on, I have to turn the resolution down. Yes, you should. It should be a requirement. Like, beware. Or warning, this is a live stream with Jason's face. We're automatically setting this to 480p. It's like, oh, okay. That makes sense. Thank God they fixed the harmonic camp tool lockers. They did, Keys. They did. So I haven't gone back to check. We should. I should. I mean, we were at a, oh man, we were at a, what's it called earlier? We were at a corrupted planet. We should have done that. Ah, well, we'll do it eventually. Once I get to this dang ship, we need to go to the space anomaly. We need to go to a space station so we can sell and scrap all of our stuff. Because, yeah, I'm not finding any freaking graves. Come on. And we are 14 minutes away, but not really. Look at that countdown. Look at those seconds are going down so fast. Look at that. Boom. And nothing. And... Bum, bum, bum. Why aren't you using your ship? Because I'm looking around for graves on the ground. So if you do use your ship, you can still see a grave from your ship if you're flying. You have to be lower to the ground. You have to fly slower because it goes by really, really fast. But if you're on foot, you have 1,000 units traditionally, a 1,000 unit radius around your character that'll show you anything. So I can see a grave 1,000 feet away, 1,000 meters, whatever you want to call it, away. In my ship, if you're flying, you can go faster. However, it will pop up for a second, and traditionally you won't see it because it goes by so quick. And I think you have a radius of 250 units around your ship, so you can go faster. You can travel farther and faster, but you also have less of an area around you as well. So I like doing it on foot, because it gives me some time to kind of look around and see stuff. I can collect materials. But yeah, trying to find a grave. Five minutes away. So we're going to get there in a 2-hour distance. It looks like it's going to take 45 minutes, maybe? Because we're at 39 minutes right now from when we first got it. 39 minutes. So it might take like 45. So we cut it more than halfway. Like, we cut it in half. A little over half of the time was trimmed off by just using my jetpack. And I am on a lifeless planet, so there's no atmosphere. I can use my jetpack more. And it's mostly flat. Like, I'm not having to deal with rocks and mountains and things like that. So there's a lot of factors that go into, like, when we say, like I tell all the time, I say the average planet, it takes about 15 hours to walk all the way around it. Again, that's an average because some planets are way more mountainous and it takes you longer. Some planets are dead planets, so you can use your jetpack, so you'll be faster. If it's flat like this, it's way faster because you don't have to worry about jumping over mountains. So it all depends on the terrain and all that kind of stuff. There's a million different factors that go into it. If it's an ocean planet, it's going to be really hard to walk through there. You're going to have to swim through the ocean to go around that planet. So, you know, there's things like that. And might be 40 minutes, actually, because we're at 39 right now. Oh, it's an explorer. All right. Is it symmetrical? It is not. So this is trash. It's a trash explorer because it's not symmetrical. One wing is gimpy. One wing is super long. Okay. We got one, though. We got it. And it's a C-class.
Over under on a gas giant.
Oh, that's way over. So 15 hours for a gas giant, I would imagine is probably at least double that, because not only is a gas giant larger, it has higher gravity and the terrain is terrible. So I would say for a gas giant, easily double that time. If you want to circle a gas giant, the average regular planet is 15 hours. Gas giant, I would imagine, is closer to 30 hours to walk all the way around it. Maybe even more. Just because gas giants are larger than normal planets, just way larger, and the gravity sucks, and the terrain sucks. It's going to take you a long time to get around a gas giant. And thank you, Adrian, for being a member for 16 months. Very much appreciated. 07. So I'm going to claim it. So this is what I was talking about earlier, Kevin. You can swap, and it's the same thing for your multi-tool. You can swap it, or you can claim it. If you swap it, I will be trading this one in for the other one. So if you want to, you can, or if you have the maximum number, I believe on multi-tools, it's a maximum of 6, 9, I think, maybe, multi-tools. And then they force you to swap it because you're only allowed to have that many in your quick bar. You can put them in storage, but that's a whole different deal. On your quick bar, on your player, you're only allowed to have, I believe, 6 multi-tools, maybe 9. But yeah, so you want to claim it. That way I can just do this. Hermetic seal. Hydrogen. We need a metal plating. I don't have enough ferrite dust for that, though. Give me all that beautiful, beautiful ferrite dust. I get some metal plating going here. So now, and boom. I thought I had pure ferrite. I guess not. Wait a minute. I have my backpack refiner. Thank God. After playing all the old school No Man's Skies, like 2016 and 2018 with no backpack refiner, it is so beautiful to have a backpack refiner. I don't have to worry about slapping down a personal refiner on the ground. Oh, thank God. It's so beautiful. Going back and playing 2016, 2018 No Man's Sky, dude, you could see the adjustments and the improvements just in everything. Not only the content, like having a backpack refiner, but the animations are better. Like, look at that animation. On the 2018 version, it's really, really janky, really, like, the animation is very stop motion. It's very smooth now. Like, that's a very smooth animation compared to 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And so they've just been adding in so much, just everything. Quality of life stuff. Menus are way better now. All that kind of stuff over the years has gotten so much better. Faster, cleaner. You know, they're not all junkified. There's a lot of those, so let's do this. How am I missing? Oh, yeah, because I don't have my actual ship with me. All right. Let's do that. Boom. We'll get rid of this. And no other upgrades in here. We're going to scrap this ship. I just wanted to fix it so I can scrap it. Remnant is the one we keep. Kevin says, yeah, but I literally a day in, I just got to the anomaly. Nice. Hey, that's really, really awesome, man. Andy, there are a lot of players that help you in Dune. There is so many awesome. If you watch the first 3 hours of the stream on Wednesday, it's a lot of PvP in the deep desert. Me and Bob and I, we went to an arena they put out in the deep desert. There are players there. It's a PvP zone, and everyone's just chill. They're like, hey, you want to do a racetrack? We did a race with our buggies. Well, not our buggies, our motorcycles, our sand bikes. We did PvP, and I went a little overboard, and I killed Bob on accident. I was just in the moment, like, just finished him off. But we were doing it, and it was fun. It was like, okay, this is really, really cool. You know, so not everyone's going to be angry. Not everyone's going to be attacking you and doing all that kind of stuff. There are a lot of cool players out there, but you run the risk of running into the guy that really wants to PvP, and he's going to force everyone to do it. So there's always that. Let's go to the space anomaly first. The ability to call in the space anomaly. Back in 2016, 2018, you couldn't call it in. You had to just keep warping to different systems, and then the space anomaly would just appear randomly. I don't think it was random in 2018. In 2016, I think it was random. In 2018, I believe it was every 5 jumps you got the space anomaly to show up. But you had to plan for that. And so I made a guide back in 2018 about how to force the space anomaly to appear because it had a multi-tool. And so you would basically want to make sure the last jump before it appeared was the system you wanted to try to get the multi-tool in. It was a whole thing way back in the day. Now you just call it in. All right, actually, let's go to our multi-tool area over here. Oh, damn it. All right, so if you go right to the kiosk, it will take whatever you have in your hand, so be careful. It says, hey, look, are you sure you want to destroy your main tank? No. I don't want to destroy that one. So whatever multi-tool you have in your hand is the one they will destroy. So make sure you switch to whichever one you want. It's called Cell, Let's go in here. You want to just decommission cell? It's worth 10 million or 1 million, excuse me, 1 million units. And yes. Are you sure? Yes. So there we go. And then we can just do it again. Make sure I have my multi-tool out that I want. Go back to cell. And there it goes. My inventory is stocked full of stuff. There we go. Beautiful. Get rid of that. And that one right there. So we're getting a lot of cool upgrades. So you get upgrades of the thing you decommissioned. So if you scrap a C class multi-tool, it'll give you C class upgrades. If you scrap a Sentinel multi-tool, it might give you Sentinel upgrades. Things like that. So cell right here. Claim that scrap. So now I should have this is my original multi-tool, the one that you spawn with, and I can change over to, I call it the main tank. There you go, that's the one. Ooh, yeah. That's my laser. That's my weapon. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. Pretty solid, all right. So we did all that. And we are on the, we are playing the abandoned mode, so there is no travelers on the space anomaly whatsoever. So if you walk around, you'll see, or you'll not see, anybody. YouTube, you know what I mean. I didn't say that word. You will not see any travelers here. There we go. There's a multi-tool here. So this is where you can buy another one. All right. If you scrap an Atlantid tool, you will get void modes. Yes. Yes, you will. That's going to be like way end game stuff. So if you're getting the Sentinel and the... Well, not the Sentinel. If you're getting the staffs, the staves, and you're getting the Atlantid multi-tools, then yeah, you're end-to-end game stuff. All right, I think we scrapped everything here. We can't do anything for our ship, so let's go. Now that we've scrapped our multi-tools, let's go to a space station. And we need to sell some stuff to make room, and we need to start scrapping some ships that we picked up. Did not find any graves, man. So space station is over there. Love the look of the Atlantid weapons. They are pretty awesome. They are pretty awesome. I got a lot of upgrades in here. Look at all these upgrades. I can't sell them because there's no one to sell them to. The only thing I can really do is install them and delete them for the materials. So yeah, I can't sell them. There's no kiosk. There's no person to sell them to. No alien to sell them to. I wish there was a way. Make some nanites easy that way. Try one of the other moons? Oh, yeah, we're going to have to. I think there's one other moon on this system, but I need to make room in my inventory. Let's sell some stuff. Let's get those ships scrapped as well. To be all fresh and clean. Inventory's all organized again. So let's go sell some stuff. And again, I can't sell the upgrades. I can install them, delete them, and get the materials, and then sell the materials, but that's a whole issue, whole big thing. Sell. Nav data we don't need. Handful of cogs. Once useful springs. That's it, huh? Just sworn I had more than that in here. I guess not. Could have sworn I had a lot of more. I guess it's been mostly upgrades. Good lord. Mostly upgrades out of that. Boom. Boom. Down there. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. It's mostly upgrades, so... Get rid of it. It's a C class. It's not going to be better than my S class upgrades. Sure. Actually, you know what? Let's move that over here. Put that right there. Yeah. Good enough. Not great, not perfect. Good enough though. Damage. Oh my god, that's a C class upgrade? Yeah, we'll get rid of this one too. God, good lord. I got a B. Scanner is not gonna beat any of those. 7% scan radius. Yeah, it's not gonna beat any of those. We're good. Get rid of that. Oh my god, yeah, look at all these. Just B class might be better. I don't know if it's better than that though. 25 and 25. Nope, not better at all. Get out of here. Trash. Laser. Maybe better than my C's. Overheat, mining time. Oh yeah, there we go. Boom. Overheat, right? Better than that one. And God lord, look at all the chromatic metal I have. Jeez Louise. All right. I keep saying all right because I'm like trying to figure out. Yeah, we're going to leave it there, I guess. We're done with all this. So we're good. Let's go back out there. Oh, not that way. Not that way. Actually, is it this way? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's go back to the... There's another moon. That's not the one we were at. We were on the Forsaken moon. Let's go to the other one and see if we can find a grave on that one. I don't know if it's airless or not. That's going to be the question. Andy says, no vendors in the abandoned. Yeah, but you can put down a kiosk if you want the upgrades. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but if you make a base, you can put a kiosk down and buy the upgrades, like for your ship or for your multi-tool or things like that. You can go through and buy all of them. The only thing is, I don't think you can sell them to that vendor because it's only for blueprints. It's not for buying the actual upgrade, like the technology upgrades. That's a moon, and it is a freezing moon. Weren't we just on a freezing moon? Maybe. No, we were on a frozen planet, not a moon. Well, let's go check a frozen moon now. Make sure everything's all filled up. Yeah, we're just going to land right here. Right next to this shelter. So no scrapping. Oh, I didn't scrap the ships. Oh, well, I'm not too worried about it. I think we have room still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, we're getting close. I should have scrapped my ships, but we still have room. We still have room for more if we need to pick up more. I totally forgot to scrap them. I didn't want to go through all the selling and all that crap again. I just want to get stuff done. Oh, well, let's keep going. Let's go north. So now you'll notice we're on a normal frozen planet, so my jetpack doesn't work as well as it did on the last one, the airless planet, like Train said. So I just get a little bit of a jump, and then I have to wait for it to replenish. We can do that again. Yeah, so not as fast as on the dead planet, the no atmosphere. Hello, Sentinel. Oh, look, it's a little market here. Got anything good? Exosuit charts. Mango gold. S and X class mods are the best. X class is random, no guarantees on what you'll get. Yeah, so technically the X, the black market upgrades, are the absolute best. However, they are also a lottery. So the highest level, the highest numeral upgrade you can get is a black market, an X class upgrade, but it's not a guarantee. Whereas an S is always a really high number. It's never the best, but it's basically the second highest you can get. But it's guaranteed to be really high. With the X, the black market one, they are any kind of in between. They could be lower than a C class and higher than an S class, but you never know what you're going to get. So yes, theoretically, the black market is the best upgrade you can possibly buy, but it's a random drawing, so you don't know. It's also the worst one. Actually, I do take that back. I don't know if it's the worst. I don't know if I've ever found a black market upgrade that's been worse than a C class. Maybe. I'd have to actually go back and look at all the numbers. It gets really low, though. Like, you get the equivalent of a C class. But I don't know if it's been worse than a C class. Maybe. Of course, there's a blizzard while I'm trying to look for this. Hopefully, it comes up on my visor. No animals, Jason. Is there no animals here? Oh, no planetary fauna. That's true, because it's too dang cold. It's too dang cold.
Technology recharge.
We're getting a lot more buildings on this planet, though. I will say that. Look at all the buildings we're running into. Wow. After that last Zet planet that had like 5 buildings total. So I have that one marked. I want to go see what this one is over here. Just to see. Not seeing any grave markers. That is the trade terminal. We've already been there. My suit and ship are full of X-Class mods, dude. Yeah, because it's a lottery. You never know if you're going to get the best or the worst. I will say, when you get to the end game, when you have tons of money, tons of nanites, and you want to get like really good stuff, just buy a whole bunch of black market upgrades and then run them through and see what you get, because you'll probably get a few good ones out of there. This is a shelter, it looks like. Well, dang it. Keys says, Jason, I have a question. What if you decide not to do the Atlas reboot? How do you get the option later on to do it, or can you? If you're talking about the Atlas Seed, or are you talking about the Artemis? I'm trying to... Oh, that's a drop pod. Are you talking about the Seed? We're gonna... It's a little bit of a spoiler here. Are you talking about the Seed? Or like the Artemis storyline? Like the end game storyline stuff? Because with the Seed, you can always go back and do it, as far as I know. Unless they've changed that. But the Artemis storyline... I don't know. Actually, I have not done that. I've not chosen not to on the Artemis storyline. I refuse to reset the Atlas on my last 2 playthroughs. Not the Seed, the Artemis story. Oh, the Artemis story. I have not tried that. I don't know. I always reset. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. So with the Atlas Seeds, you can always go back and do it. With the Artemis storyline, yeah. I would imagine it still sends you to the center and the thing, and what happens happens. So as far as I know, your choices don't affect the overall story, just the details on how you get there. And so you might veer a little bit here and there, but ultimately the start and the end points are the exact same thing. It's just whether you zig or zag going to the ending. So that, as far as I know, now I have not tried to not do the Atlas reset on the Artemis storyline, so I couldn't tell you 100%. But I have done a lot of the other options, and it hasn't really changed anything majorly in a major way. Again, it's like a zigzag. You still get there. It's just you had this text come up instead of that text. It still ends up in the same place, though. Don't have anything to sell. All right. Well, let's continue on then. We got a lot of buildings. I like it. The one, if you walk away, you get the Mark of the Denier. Yeah, you'll get different titles for sure. So, and that might make more sense now that we have the Void Mother and all that storyline going, and the autophage. So it might make sense more to do that now versus like 3 years ago, 4 years ago when you could, and it's like, well, why? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, wait. Oh, drop pod. We already did that one. And that is the shelter, so we can ignore all that. All right, let's keep going north. Unknown grave! Thank God! Thank God, we got one. We got one, you guys. We got it. Oh my God. Hallelujah. 2 years later, Jason's still looking for that last grave. Not anymore, Andy. Not anymore. We got one. Holy crap, man. It's been what? 3 streams with no graves? This is, I think, the 3rd stream. And we were 2 hours in, and we finally got a grave. Yeah! I don't even care. Plant whip me. I don't care. Keys! Thank you for the 5 gifted members. I appreciate that. Oh, 7. I suggest summoning the Roamer exocraft for the graves. I mean, you could do that too. You could do that too. Extract the glyphs. Yeah, but 07 keys. Very much appreciated for the 5 gifted members. That's number 4. So we technically only need 1 more. What would we get? I'll take a shield module. It's a C class, so it's going to be... Let's see if it's better than that one. It is a 33% health. No shields, though, so it's technically worse than my other C class, so we're getting rid of that. It would have been good, but it's not. 1 more grave now, guys. 1 more grave, and then we need to find a portal and get the heck out of here. We got 1 more. So let's go. 07. Just after I pressed enter, the grave appeared. Yes. Yes, Andy. Bump it to 6 total. Never, Shadow. No. Kevin says, should I finish the main quest line before doing anything else? I would, Kevin. I would. So there's a lot of lore there, but also the main quest line will give you glyphs. It'll give you a lot of materials that you can buy. Like if you just play the game, you're allowed to just go buy all the things or find all the things. You can do all of that, but the main quest line basically hands it to you and kind of gives you more tutorials on how to work the game. So I would always highly, highly suggest finishing the main quest line. Doing side stuff, like if you're boosting through, you'll get contacted by a settlement or a pirate or whatever. You'll get a lot of side stuff that pops in as well. So you can kind of do those as you get them as well. But do a lot of storyline stuff. Kind of get comfortable with the game because they explain a lot. Do your base building missions. So when you do the base computer stuff, it tells you to go back for the base records. Do those as well because it'll kind of show you some of the base building tutorials, like how to do certain things. You'll get different workers. You get the overseer. You'll also get the armorer. You'll get a scientist. You'll get a lot of different stuff going on. So there is a good amount of content in the storyline stuff for No Man's Sky. And it's very beneficial. It gives you items that you would normally just have to buy. And it kind of gives you a tutorial on what to use for those items. So like a professional, like a player like me who has 2,000 hours in the game, I skip all the storyline stuff because I can go out and buy the items and I know what they do. If you have never played it, the storyline will give it to you and tell you what it does. It's not very clear sometimes, but at least it tries. So highly recommend doing that. All right, one more freaking grave, you guys. One more. Thanks, I will do. The first thing I did was get a storage thing in my base. Yes, you'll get a storage. You'll get your all your storage stuff. They'll give you better refiners. If you do the scientist stuff, you'll get a vehicle specialist. You'll get a weapon specialist, and they will kind of go through and give you missions to go on. Like the weapon specialist will give you missions to go take out sentinels and pirates and all that kind of stuff to kind of give you a little bit of a tutorial on the different weapons in the game. It's very cool. I like it a lot. But a lot of people skip it because they want to go and explore, which is fine. But they give it to you for free during the storyline, and it's kind of cool to kind of get. And you get a lot of the background lore of what's going on in the No Man's Sky universe, like what the number 16 means. It's a very important number in No Man's Sky, but they won't tell you that until you kind of play the game. You play that storyline. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Wait, did Jason just call himself a professional? I mean, maybe it accidentally slipped out. Man, veteran player, I think is what I meant to say. As I have 1,000,000 hours. Oh, look at Planetary Archive. Now everyone tells me that there is there's generally a grave around a Planetary Archive. Let's see if that's true. We'll run around this one a little bit. I mean, veteran, or experienced player, I guess. Not a professional. I wouldn't say that. But I played it a lot. I think I have 2,500 hours. Let me look. At 2,400 hours, 2,412 hours in No Man's Sky. I've gotten all the achievements on Steam and on Xbox. I think I have like 600 hours on Xbox. I think somewhere around there, 500 or 600 hours on Xbox. So altogether, probably like a little over 3,000 hours. If you count like the Switch version, the PlayStation version, the Xbox version, and the Steam version. I have not played on GOG, so I couldn't tell you. I don't have any hours on that. Or on Game Pass, like the Windows version, the Microsoft Windows version. I have not played that. When I play on a PC, I only play on Steam. I mean, really old dude? I mean, that is true, too. I'm a really old dude. A really old dude. I think Zane and Beeblebum have like 8,000 hours or some ridiculous number like that. They've been playing for a lot longer than me. I think Zane is at like 8,000 hours or something. Maybe even 10,000 at this point. Zane has an outrageous like playtime on this. It's crazy. Nothing out there. 6,600 hours in the game, dude. Carbon based. That's freaking awesome. Holy moly, man. Andy says Jason earns his living by playing games, so yeah, he's a professional gamer. I mean, I don't know about professional gamer. I mean, I play a lot of games, don't get me wrong. But I'm more of like a jack of all trades, a master of none. So I'm decent at most games. I'm not great at any one game unless you consider the original Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm very good at that because I played that game nonstop. Or maybe Oblivion. I'm very good at Oblivion as well. But other than that, those are like more of muscle memory games versus actually being good at the game. Especially Metal Gear 3, dude. Metal Gear Delta when it comes out in August. Oh my god, next month. I just realized that's next month. We got 1 month to go until Metal Gear comes out. Oh, that's a game that I hate and I love. I would always recommend people don't play Metal Gear games because Konami sucks as a company. The games are older, so they kind of feel janky. But I love them. And I'll buy them every time. I bought the Master Collection. That collection is garbage. But I bought it because I love Metal Gear. But yeah. That's like, it's like basically a drug addict telling you that a drug is good. It's like, yeah, it's probably not good, but they can't stop doing it. They're addicted. They're addicted. Speaking of that, I need some liquid. Heather's 62 and a half. I'm more than double your age, Heather. I'm more than double your age. Sounds like you're experienced with Dune. I love Dune. As much trash as I talk about Dune, I love the game. I think it's a very good game. Just like I will talk a whole bunch of trash about Kingdom Come Deliverance. I absolutely hate the combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I think that is probably in my top 5 games of 2025. Like it should be in Game of the Year discussions, even if I hate it. Even if I get irritated with it, that game is great. Dune is a solid game. It's a good game. The end game decisions I don't agree with and I don't like, but the game itself is very good. So it's the gray area of I don't like I try to convey this. I might not like every game and I don't like every game. That doesn't mean every game is bad or good or whatever. It just means I don't like it. You're never going to catch me playing Barbie Playhouse or whatever. That doesn't mean it's not good. It just means it's not my kind of game. I don't like it. So there's plenty of people who love Barbie Playhouse. A-Train being one of them. Oh, the joke. Kingdom Come, I think, is an amazing game. I love the idea of Kingdom Come. I think that the world itself is there. The combat just gets me. I hate the combat in that game so much, man. And I gave it a good, I literally tried. I put in, I think, 12 hours in the game, and it never clicked. I couldn't do it. The combat, can't do it, man. It's just not for me. Doesn't mean it's a bad game. Just means it's a game that's not for me. I'm sure you've played Barbie Playhouse. I might as a stream just as a joke, because I always throw out that example. But I've never even... Do they even make a Barbie Playhouse? I would imagine it has to be a game, right? I tried 2 streams, yeah. And I think they were like 5 hours a piece, man. And even after that midnight, even after that, I tried to get in. I spent, I think, 2 hours after that. And I just couldn't do it. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I can't. And it's the same thing. I did the same thing for Mind's Eye. Because I will say, playing on a stream is different than playing on your own. You're a little bit distracted because you're looking at the chat. You're trying to read the chat, explain, and also comprehend the chat. Also while playing the game. Also while speaking. And so it's a different environment. So at least I do. I play games different on my own versus on a stream. And so I even tried, like with Mind's Eye. We streamed for, I think, for 6 hours. I have a 6-hour long stream on Mind's Eye. And then I think I played 2 or 3 hours after the stream just to kind of see that game. It starts off at a 7. Like, it's a decent, okay, generic game. And it just keeps going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And it's like, ouch. Like, it feels like they knew that people were going to play the first 5 hours. And so they polished the crap out of the first 5 hours. And then it just falls off. Like, you can see it on the stream. On the stream, beginning of the stream for Mind's Eye, I'm like, it's decent. It's just a generic, janky game. It's not bad. But then 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, that's not so good. And then 4 hours later, I'm like, okay, this is really not good. And it just keeps going. You're like, man, this game is falling apart. I think I went a big circle around the thing. Unknown building, 6 minutes away. I think I did a big circle around the planetary archive, so I don't see any graves. We're going to continue on. Anyway, but yeah, I did the same thing for, like, Kingdom Come. We did 2 streams, and I think they were about 4 or 5 hours a pop. And then I played a little, I think maybe 2 hours after stream. And I was like, nah, I'm done. I just deleted the game. Like, nah, I'm good. Just like with Dune. I did what I needed to do on a Wednesday. I said I would replace Bob's Thopter, and I did. I gave him a replacement, and then I deleted the game. I was like, I'll come back later. I'll come back, in a while from now. All right. I don't see any graves around here, guys. So I think that was it. All right. Well, let's continue on north. Was the second one about 2 hours? No. Was it only 2? I thought it was like closer to 4 or 5. I'm going to double check. I thought it was closer to that. I know I played 2 hours after the stream. Let's do Kingdom Come. You're killing me here. No. You're killing me, Midnight. I have it right here. I have the receipts. I have the proof. Try to make me feel bad. It was 5 hours and 4 hours, so technically 9. Give me that. Let me see. So in February 19. Okay. So February 19th. Oh, God. I gotta go through all this, do I? February 19th. There it is. More Kingdom Come Deliverance. That was a 4 hour and 43 minutes. Chop off the first 5. We'll even chop it off the first 15. 4.5 hours, we'll say. And then the week before, we did a 5.5 hour stream. We'll knock that down to 5. So 9.5 hours. 9.5 hours. 9 hours, dang it. All right. On Kingdom Come. And then I played a couple hours after that, and I just said, no, I'm dead. I'm good. I'm out of here. All right. So, yeah, I did give it a good college try. I generally do. Like, I will try. Like, okay, if something's not clicking for me, like Mind's Eye, okay, the game might be rough right now, but let's actually give it, like, more than 1 hour or 10 minutes. I want to actually play the game and get into the meat of the game. And if it still sucks, then okay, it still sucks. And so, yeah, for Kingdom Come, I think I got 12 hours in. So 9 hours on stream, another 2 or 3 hours afterwards, and I'm just like, I'm good. 9 isn't 12. It is when I played after the stream. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to explain Midnight that I played on stream, and then I even played off stream because it's a whole different dynamic. When you're on stream, it's different because you're trying to, your attention is separated. You're not paying attention to the game. You're looking at a chat. When my full-on I was locked in trying to play.
Incoming.
Still didn't work. Still didn't work.
Technology recharge.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Barely gave it a chance. Dude, no. I do not believe that at all. If that's like an alcoholic saying, well, you're not really an alcoholic unless you've been drinking for 25 years. No, that might mean you have a problem. Just barely. You only played the game for 12 hours? That's nothing. It's like, well, how many times? What's the requirement before you have to start clicking with a game? I mean, I feel like 10, 12, 15 hours is generous. After 2, you know pretty much what it is. And if you don't, that's the game's fault. If you got to play a game, if you have to play Final Fantasy for 20 million hours before it really clicks and kicks in, that might be the game's fault. You got to play Assassin's Creed for more than 5 hours, that's the game's fault. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance, isn't that game where you love the combat? Absolutely. I got an S-Class upgrade. Wait a minute. Oh, I already have an S-Class upgrade. Damn. I already got an S-Class cold upgrade. I'm going to put on another one just because.
Technology recharge.
So I got 2 S-Class upgrades. Oh, well. We'll keep that one just because we're on a cold planet. When we leave, we'll destroy one of them. Because you don't need to. No, no need to. It's just 2 batteries, or 4 batteries, technically, you got to use up to refill them. Let's keep going. Andy says, with Mind's Eye, the combat looked good to me, easy, but not worth it with the rest of the faults. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, is the basics are there. I think I said this in the stream. I think the bones are there. There's just no content around it. Like, the combat was fine. It needed to be polished up, but then they don't give you anything to do in the combat. You know, there's no melee attack in that game as of, this stream. I haven't gone back to play it, so I don't know if they've added it in or whatever. But at the time, there was no melee combat. You couldn't run up and punch someone. And instead, they just gave you infinite ammo on your pistol. So it feels like they were like, okay, we need some kind of we can't give them a punch because we don't have the animation or we don't have the mechanic for that. So instead, we'll just give them unlimited ammo on the pistol so they always have a way to attack. There was no stealing other people's cars in the game. It's an open world game. You cannot steal anyone else's car. You can only drive the car that's given to you. So it feels like it was the basics were there, but they needed more of the wrapper, more things around it. That game probably needed another year to cook. And that might be what the problem was. It really feels like they either ran out of money or they didn't have any funding and they needed to sell the game to make money. That way they can finish the game. Because honestly, that game feels like it should have been in the worked on for another year. And then it comes out a year later, June of 2026. That's after Grand Theft Auto. They can't afford that. No one's going to compete with Grand Theft Auto, especially the game that's supposed to be the Grand Theft Auto killer. That game is not. Absolutely not. So yeah, you can see what's there, and it's like, it's weird because you see where they put the polish and where they didn't. Like, the cinematics were solid. Voice acting was okay. The writing was terrible. But you could kind of see it, like, okay, it's a decent game, and it just got worse and worse because all the polish was up front. All the work they did was up front. Midnight says, kind of like the new Superman movie. The bones were there, but I have not seen it. Don't ruin it. Don't spoil it, Midnight. I haven't seen it yet. I want to go see that. I had to convince my wife to go watch it with me, though. So I have to go convince her to do that. But I want to go see that. So I love all those kind of, like, the blockbuster movies. And for me, might be different taste, different, different things. I don't care if a movie is, like, generically bad as long as it's fun. And what I mean by that is, if you go back and watch like any 1980s movie, they are over the top, cheesy, terrible. I love any Arnold movie from the 80s and 90s. Jean-Claude Van Damme movie from the 80s. They are so bad. The acting is like C tier. The storyline, the writing is like maybe a B- at the best. But you go there because you want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme rip someone's arm off and beat him to death with it. Or Arnold shooting up 1 billion people down in South America. That's why you want explosions and stuff. That's what you're there for. And so I can get behind that. Just stay home and watch the new Superman. Can you? Is it streaming? No, I cannot condone any high seas action, any piratey action. I cannot condone that on the stream for YouTube. But if it's on streaming, maybe. Like if it's on like Paramount Plus or something, I don't know. That's the other thing I hate. I watched the Fallout series, but that's on Amazon. And then I wanted to watch The Last of Us, that TV series, but that's on HBO, so I have to get HBO. And then The Witcher's on Netflix, so I have to get Netflix. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to buy 27 different services. Why can't I just watch that on one thing? Or why can't I go buy the DVD? Or Blu-ray. DVD. Why can't I buy the VHS for the series on The Witcher series? Aren't they selling the VHS for that? I would 100%. I would go out and just grab. I would wait for the Blu-ray release of it. And I would just grab that. That way I always have it. And I don't have to pay a monthly fee so I can go watch Fallout or whatever. Betamax. Why is it on Laserdisc? Why can't I get the Laserdisc version of Witcher? God, I remember back in the day when you had the Laserdisc, and it was the coolest thing because it looked like a record. It looked like an album. You pulled it out of the sleeve, and it was a silver disc that was like that big. And you're like, be prepared to have your mind blown. I have the Laserdisc version of Terminator 2. And you're like, ooh, man. Dr. Pong says, I saw Superman in laser IMAX. Still picking up my jaw. Dude, that would be the way to do it, Dr. Pong. Like, I think the last movie I went to was, I think it was, was that Top Gun Maverick, and that was in IMAX? Dude, that is the way to see movies. Have your brain blown out the back of your head because you're just looking at this gigantic screen with, like, super duper 20 million speaker surround sound. Holy crap, man. Watching Top Gun in an IMAX theater? Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So yeah, I would want to go see Superman in an IMAX. Have to. I said I saw Deadpool and Wolverine in IMAX. Dude, Shadow, I missed that one. I didn't see that in theaters. I think I have the DVD around here somewhere. Or the Blu-ray. Engineer Wilkie says, I saw Matrix Revolutions on IMAX when it first came out. Nice. Very awesome. Dude, I would probably be really pumped up to see the original Matrix movie in IMAX, because I never did. Was IMAX a thing back in the 90s? It had to have been. I don't know. Did they ever release the original Matrix on IMAX? I don't think it was it? Now I gotta look this up. Oh, they did do a re-release! Son of a... So they did not do the original run on The Matrix in the 90s, 1999, on IMAX, but they have re-released it since then in IMAX. Oh, man! I need to go look for that. That would be an amazing movie to watch in IMAX, dude. Holy crap. That would be my go-to movie for IMAX. That, Days of Thunder would be awesome in IMAX. Oh my God, yeah. Can you imagine all these movies in IMAX? No, not cheap IMAX. I'm not talking just put the regular film on IMAX. I'm talking reformat it, have someone go through and redo it in IMAX. That way it looks like it's supposed to be there instead of being like a little tiny postage stamp in the middle of this gigantic screen. There's a local IMAX here that's beer and wine bar. It's awesome. I know we have one in Colorado Springs over on Powers. Over, if you guys don't care because you don't live in Colorado. Over on the east side of Colorado Springs, we have a huge IMAX theater with a whole bunch of like shopping center and stuff like that. That's where I go. I think that's the only one down south. I think we might have one in Denver, maybe. But yeah, it does have like a beer and a bar that you can go get drinks from. Dude. You guys are making me want to go see Superman this weekend. Got to see Superman in the IMAX. You know where Powers is, do you? Well, it's good, Midnight. Good. At least you're the one. I know there's some people from Colorado here. But not many. So when I talk about Powers or Academy, everyone's like, what? Well, we got a building up here to the north. The 90s was mostly documentaries in the IMAX. Yeah, I do remember that. I remember in school going to see like I think it was a dinosaur exhibit or dinosaur documentary way back in like the early 90s at the IMAX. And there wasn't even one here. We literally had to pack into a bus because I was in Colorado Springs at the time. And we had to drive up to Denver because that was the only IMAX theater at that time. And then they built one out down in Colorado Springs out on the east side of Colorado Springs on Powers. That would have been mid-90s, late 90s, I think the IMAX here was built. If it wasn't originally filmed in 7mm, that's not worth putting on IMAX. You can convert it. It's not going to be perfect, but you can convert it. So it's not going to be great, and it depends, again, on if they're going to spend money on it or not. And I would not trust an actual movie studio to make any money or to spend any money on that. So, yeah, I wouldn't imagine it'd be great, but I still want to see it in IMAX. That would still be pretty cool. Maybe someone who loves film can convert it over. AI upscale. Oh God, I've seen some AI upscaling of some stuff. So sometimes it can be good. So, oh God, it would have been 4, 5, 6 years ago, I think. What's his name from the Lord of the Rings? Peter, the director of Lord of the Rings. He made a documentary on World War I called They Shall Not Grow Old. That is an amazing documentary. And they got the old film from the World War I. So they had the old, like, 800-year-old projector, like, trashy cameras. They got that film, and it was bad. It was grainy. They didn't have, like, the speed for it, so you had to hand crank it. So sometimes the film was going too fast. Sometimes it was going really slow because it was hand cranked. And so they literally put it through, and they converted it to modern-day, like, standards, and it looks amazing. They colorized it. It's so good. So good. Peter Jackson. Yes, Peter Jackson. He went through and he made a documentary called They Shall Not Grow Old. So good. It's about World War I. And he stitched together some film that they had at the time. And it was really grainy, really bad film, but it looks amazing. So that, if you could do that, you could probably convert something to IMAX if they cared. But again, the movie studio has to care and spend money, and I don't trust them to do both of those things. So I wouldn't surprise me that someone would just put some cheap version on IMAX and just call it the IMAX version. The IMAX debuted in an expo in Japan in the early 70s. The company itself was incorporated in the late 60s. Nice. I did not know that. I know that, well, I only know my own experience, and I know that was, again, back in the 90s, when I was younger. We went through, like, as in college and high school, it was more of, hey, you want to go see this cool documentary about dinosaurs? Sure. But yeah, movies really, at least as far as I know, movies really didn't do anything like IMAX for, like, a generic like fiction movie, like a studio from like Warner Brothers or something like that. They didn't really care about it till like the early 2000s. Early 2000s is when they really got in there. So I remember Christopher Nolan started really with like Dark Knight, I think was IMAX. Dark Knight Rises was IMAX. Like Christopher Nolan, and that would have been 2008 for Dark Knight, I think. So yeah, that would have been like the big swing of, oh yeah, IMAX is great. Midnight says, tell Mrs. Plays that Nathan Fillion, the Green Lantern, and Eddie Gathel, Mr. Terrific, are well worth the watch of the new Superman. Well, Nathan Fillion, because she loves all of his stuff in like Firefly. I never watched any of that stuff. Mrs. Plays is a better nerd than I am when it comes to that kind of stuff. I just, confuse Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all that stuff. She won't love his haircut. She was not a comic book person, so she might not appreciate the comic book seriousness of the film, how it's like really comic book accurate. So I will say that she probably like, nah, that guy with a bowl cut, nah, I'm not good. Just checking, but you have a color TV, right? I do. You know what? I will say, unknown fact about Jason. I have a TV that is 2006. Almost 20 years old? Almost 20 years old? And I still run that dang thing? It's 1080p. It's what they called a flat screen back in the day, but it's still like that thick. It's a flat screen from 2006. But yeah, it's still going. It's still chugging along. 1080p. Actually, you know what? I take it back. It might be 1080i. Now that I think about it, it might be 1080i. Because back in the day, they did interlace and they did progressive scan. I don't even think... Do they sell interlaced monitors or TVs anymore? I don't think they do. I think everything's P, right? Everything's progressive scan, not interlaced. I still have a 13-inch Sony TV from 1973. I wish, man. I wish. I had to give up my CRTV from 1994, 1995. I finally had to give that thing up. I used it forever. I finally gave it up in like 2015. I was like, okay. I love this thing. It was like a 19-inch CRTV that weighed like 1,000,000 pounds from like 1994. I love that damn thing. It was so good. It didn't have HDMI inputs, so it was a pain in the ass. You had to get an HDMI to the converter to the 3-channel, the red, yellow, and white plug to get that in there. Wait a minute! I was talking. I almost walked right by it. Yes! I almost walked right by it. Talking about 19-inch TVs from the 90s. Shadow Miner says, my last CRTV was a 36-inch beast. Dude, the last one that I hated to death, my mother she went all out and she bought, I think it was a 52-inch CRTV back in like 1992. And this thing, it had wood paneling. I'm not even joking. It probably weighed 200 or 300 pounds. This thing was as tall as I was. It was in this huge, like, box container. And she probably spent thousands of dollars on it because she wanted the best TV. I hated that damn TV because every time we moved, We had to move that damn TV, and I'm not even joking. It took 3 of us to move a TV. Oh my God, I have nightmares about moving that TV because my mom had to watch us because she didn't want us to scratch it. But it was it was massive, and it was the coolest TV, but it was a nightmare to lug around. Like, dude, I was like, when flat screen TVs came along, it changed the world simply because nobody died from moving their CRTV around anymore. Honestly, my God. Was it CRT or was it a rear projection? That I couldn't tell you. It might have been rear projection. Might have been rear projection because it was flat paneled, so it wasn't curved. It wasn't glass in the front. Probably rear projection if I'm being 100% accurate. Rear projection because it was flat. It was flat. It wasn't curved. It wasn't glass on the front. I think it was plastic on the front. It was not plasma because I don't think they had plasma, or at least it wasn't realistic back then. So maybe it might have been rear projection. All I know is that thing was a monster. It was, I think it was like 52, but it was as tall as I was. It had wood paneling all around it, cheap like plywood paneling. But that thing was a beast. It was a beast. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I had my CRTV, 19-inch one, and that thing probably weighed 50 pounds on its own. And I was just like, good Lord. And that was a CR. It had the glass front. It was curved. That thing. I remember lugging that thing. I love that thing. I lugged that thing around forever. And I finally had to get rid of it. I think in 2015, it finally went out permanently. And I was like, at that point, I already had a flat screen. I had like a 32-inch flat screen LCD. So I was like, I don't care. Like an idiot. I was like, yeah, I'll get rid of it. It's fine. All right. So we have... That's not going to be better than the ones I already have. So we have all 5 of our glyphs, you guys. We have all 5. So it's under the knowledge. It's under the atlas. We have all 5 glyphs, which means we can go through a portal. But we need to find a portal. And so in order to find a portal, you need to find a monolith, answer the riddle correctly. And then, I mean, you can just fly low and slow and you'll run into a portal. However, an easier way is to find a monolith and then use the monolith to pinpoint a portal. Oh my God. Look at all this crap I have in here. I don't need any of that. Why do I have 9,000 bullets? Good Lord. Oh yeah, we can get rid of this one now. We don't need it. Get rid of it. Boom. I'll use that for health. So we're going to go to a frostbound. It's called Buxed. Shadow Miner says, and now I have a 77-inch that I can hang on the wall. Dude, that's the dream. The TV we have, I think, is a 43-inch, and that's fine for me. I don't need major. Like, I have 27-inch monitors in front of me, and I have I think it's a 43-inch TV for like what we usually watch television on. But yeah, one of these days when I become PewDiePie millionaire, I'll get like the wall projector, the 100-inch whatever, just because. Let's go around and let's find a monolith or a portal. And again, you can run into a portal. It's going to be harder because I think there's only one portal per planet. I think. That could be absolutely wrong, though. I know they're very limited compared to, like, the monolith and the other buildings. You don't have, like, hundreds of portals on a planet. There might be a handful, maybe 5 or 10, but we're not talking, like, hundreds of portals on a planet, as far as I know. Let it all load in. My Sony 65-inch broke last year. This is Andy. It looks small and old and flat, but large. You got a nice, large new one. Nice, dude. I haven't had to... Oh, I saw flashlights down there. I was like, what the hell? Are there players down there? No, those are sentinels. Okay. I was like, what the hell? There's players down there? Yeah, 43 inches, minuto sized. It's big enough for me, Midnight. Big enough for me. So this is just a save beacon. So the other thing we need to do is to get the special material for the race on this system. So if we run to different cargo drops, we can go through, and it's been a while. For the Gek, I believe you need Gek Nip. I know the only one I know for sure is for the Viking, you need a dagger in order to open up the monolith. You need a dagger for the Viking. That's the only one I absolutely know for sure. For the Korvax, do you need a convergence cube? We already know that size doesn't matter to you or Mrs. Play. Oh. It's not the size of your TV. Yeah, I know. It's the motion of the ocean.
Technology recharging.
That's not going to have a cargo drop next to it. It's an antenna for looking for a minor settlement. You are a shelter. This could have a cargo drop. So, in general, I like to land here because there's a save beacon, and near the save beacon is usually a green box. And green boxes have a higher chance of giving you the special item for the race, whether that is a Gek Nip or Convergence Cube or whatever. They have a higher percentage chance to do that. So I got a ion battery. Well, that's great. So in general, that's what you want to look for. Look for these green boxes, or at least the cargo drops, because you will... Nope. See, they're just making me look bad now. You're just making me look bad. The cargo drop up there. Because we need that before we solve the riddle at the monolith. Because after you solve the riddle for the monolith, then you can use the unique race item to look for a portal. Now you can also, I believe... Which exocraft looks for portals? Is it the mech? I think the mech you can use to search for portals as well. So I might actually end up doing that. I believe it's the mech. The mech will allow you to search for portals, I think. Is it Gek Relic? All right, Gek Relic. Well, we got one. I think we have two. Technically. Is it the Gek Relic? Well, we got a Gek Relic. I don't know if we're on a Gek world or not. I have two Gek relics. I have a Korvax casing. I do not have a Viking dagger. Damn. No Viking dagger. I have a convergence cube. So I believe these two are Korvax. I don't have a Viking dagger. You know what? We'll do that. I have enough materials. I'm pretty sure I could. Make sure I have magnetized ferret. I do. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a, what's it called? We're going to get a mech, and I need to make a sonar in the mech, so that's going to take some materials as well. You need to get a mech. You need to get a sonar and an antenna for the mech. That way you can scan. And then you're set. So let's do that. Exosuit. Nope. Exocraft. So now... Oh my god. I have almost 10,000 nanites. I can unlock all this stuff. All right. Where's my mech? Minotaur radar array. There we go. And I have everything I need. Look at that. Radar array is done. So now I need a construction. Oh, wait a minute. I might need to go to the space anomaly to do this. Yeah, I don't think this one will do it. All right, let's double check. I think I need to go to the space anomaly for the construction unit. I don't think this one has everything in it. So in the construction unit on the space anomaly, you can. Nope. Damn it, mother. All right, so I need to go to the space anomaly, which means I'm going to need buried technology to unlock the mech pieces so I can call in my mech or the mech platform. Is it the roamer? I thought it was the mech. Are you sure? Well, I can get the antenna for both just in case. But I'm pretty sure it was the mech that scanned for planetary or the what's it called? The portals. There. Exocraft radar and amplifier and resonator. Screw it. We'll get all of it. You know what? We have all the money in the world, right? Let's do it. There. There. Got all of it. But we still need buried technology to get the stuff, though. So let's get some buried technology. I still need to get my special item. Now, do I have... I have 4 on the ship. I had none in here. That's okay. I don't know if 4 is going to cut it, though. That's the problem. I need more buried technology, so let's get some more. The roamer will find a monolith? Okay. Well, we'll go after the roamer, then. I could have sworn it was the mech. Could have sworn it was the mech. But hey, we'll get the roamer. We'll get both. Just in case. So if one doesn't do it, the other one will. I'm pretty sure my memory says the roamer, the mech does, not the roamer. Either way, we'll go get both. So we're going to need some buried technology in order to unlock it because it's a base building part. Buried technology. Buried tech. Hey. I said scan that. Thank you. Use it all the time for finding Atlantid rifles. Nice. Why don't you just buy the charts, Carbon? Buy the charts. I mean, it would get expensive, and you can just build the roamer once and just use it over and over. Okay, yeah. It makes sense to use the roamer because charts are going to cost you every time you use it, and you need to keep up on your charts, whereas you just call in the roamer and you let the thing cool down and you got it. It makes sense. It makes sense. How many did I get? I have 5, so we have 9 total buried technology. I think I'm going to need somewhere around 15 or 20, though. I think I'm going to need 15 or 20 buried technology to unlock both the roamer and the mech. It also gives me a chance to find my my material, whatever that is. Give me my Corvax and my, what's it called, my knife. Got a microprocessor. Oh, there's some buried. Oh, there's 2 buried right up there, so let's go over there. You're watching a professional gamer, Jason. Enjoy the stream. Exactly. The thing is, I will say, like I said earlier, I am a jack of all trades, master of none. So I have a lot of knowledge in No Man's Sky, but I also have a lot of knowledge over time. Meaning there's some things I think about that don't exist anymore, like tetracobalt. And then there's things that I remember, but I misremember the exact details. Like I know it works, but I just don't know how it works. And then there's the aspect of, well, this worked in Satisfactory. It probably works in No Man's Sky, right? Nope. You don't do the same thing in Satisfactory as you do in No Man's Sky, as you do in Planet Crafter. And so I have all the general knowledge of all these other games as well, trying to butt in and tell me, oh, no, you can do it that way. The same way that you should do it in Satisfactory, right? It's like, no. All right. How many do we have? 9. So we have 16. That should be good enough. You know what? We'll call that good enough. We have 16 buried technology. Go in here. Space anomaly. I hate whenever you learn a blueprint and they give you the recipe as a pin. Don't do that. Let me pin it. Ask me, would you like to pin this recipe? And I'll tell you no every time. But at least do that instead of just automatically making it my main mission. All right. Let's get over here. So we need to go to the base research computer here. And it sounds stupid, but it is considered a base part. It's not just, it should, to me, in my brain, it should be in the mech kiosk. It's not. It's over here in the base part because it's considered a base item. Oh, look at that. 10 and roamer is 8. Oh, I need 18. Well, we'll do the roamer first, I guess. No, not that one. No, actually, I have the roamer already unlocked. I thought it was down here. All right, well, we'll do this one. And then we'll call it good. I already have the roamer unlocked. I already have the roamer. We need paraffinium in order to make it, though. We got the mech now, too. Carbon says, so I take it you don't need a solar ship to go to the center. No. So we have that on our fugitive run. We do, I think it's a solar ship to go into a pirate station, and you need a sentinel to go to the center. In the abandoned run, it's all about just getting to that center. It doesn't really matter if you want to use a solar ship. You can. You can always modify the rules however you want. If you want to make it more difficult or less difficult, sure. Make it to where it's only 1 glyph you need instead of 5. Absolutely. You can do it that way as well. Oh, I just realized I need paraffinium. This is a planet that doesn't have paraffinium on it. Do we have a planet with paraffinium in this system? Forsaken Moon won't have it. That's cold. That looks like a hot planet. That looks like a dead planet. That looks like... I don't know. All right. So we need... Not a paradise planet. Paradise will have it. But like a humid or, a grassy planet will have it. A normal planet with no... what's it called? With no poison hazard or anything like that. No extreme hazards. Like Gamma's not going to have it. You need one that's regular, a regular planet that will have paraffinium on it. This is a rocky planet, does not have paraffinium. That's a hot planet. This is a rotting planet. All right. So we don't have a planet with paraffinium in this system. Great. Let's go on to the next system. Go over here. You can craft paraffinium in the refiner. How would you craft it with the medium? It's going to be silicon and what? Silicon and tritium? What is the... this is where I wish they gave us a library in here. Like, I wish if you went in here to your cataloging guide, I wish that if you chose paraffinium, it would tell you what you need to make it. Like if I chose lithium. Well, don't do that. If I went in here and I said, hey, look, sodium. If I selected it, it would tell me the location, but also if there's a recipe. Like if I know the recipe to make it, it should tell me. Where is paraffinium? Is it not here? Do I not know paraffinium? Not here. Crafting component? Iron and uranium. Oh, I need uranium though. So I need uranium. So maybe if we find a radiation planet, we'll get it. There you go, radiation planet right there. Let's see if we have a paraffinium planet around here. Infested. Terraforming catastrophe. Incandescent. Miasmatic. Well, radiation planet, I guess. Silver and oxygen as well? Are you crapping me? No, really? Silver and oxygen. I got 1,000,000 pounds of oxygen. It does. Look at that. Boom. I don't have that much silver, so I should probably stop and go to an asteroid field and get more silver. But I have all the oxygen I'll ever need. God. In 2016 and 2018 No Man's Sky, the asteroids go down immediately. They don't have that cool animation, but it's like 2 shots and they die. They made these things way harder to destroy in newer versions, just like the Sentinels. Sentinels are harder to destroy in the new versions versus the old versions. In 2016 No Man's Sky, Sentinels were nothing. Like, they didn't do a dang thing, man. You just murdered them and you moved on. Now, holy crap. All right. I think we'll only need 100 paraffinium. Pyrite and pure ferrite, starbulb and salt. Gary, holy cow. Are you on the Assistant No Man's Sky app? I have that on my phone. But I'm so lazy I can't reach over the 3 feet to get my phone. Yeah, that is what I would normally use the No Man's Sky Assistant app for is, hey, what combination can I do? I wish there was an in-game version of that. That way you can just go in here and go boom, boom. So let's do metal plating. Oh, I only need 50 paraffinium. Well, we got that easy now. I thought it was 100. We need metal plating. So we need what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done and done. So now I need to install a yeah, we'll put it right in here. We need to install an amplifier. Radar, boom. I believe you could do it with that one. Oh no, you need to install the ones. Oh, okay. Wow, I forgot about that. We need to do that one. And if I do that one, just those 2. Look at that. It gives you a little bit at a time. You need all 3 to get to the alien technology. Wow. I forgot that you needed all 3. My goodness. Thank God I've been collecting all these random materials for no reason. Now I have a reason. Yeah, alien structures. Boom. Alien monolith detected. Hopefully it's a Corvax. Hopefully it's a Corvax or a Gek. Yeah, hopefully it's not a Viking one. We'll see. Don't forget the MK5 cutter ray. Oh my god, dude. That was the thing that killed me on my Dune run. I got my scout. I had a scanner. It was an MK5 scout thopter. That got eaten by the bug. And then I took Bob's, and that got eaten by the bug too. And I'm like, oh my god. It's one thing if I'm being dumb and I get shot down by a player. Another thing completely when the bug destroys you, because you're like, really? Really? I was minding my own business and it just decided to destroy my stuff. It's a Korvax system. I think I have it. Ooh, I think it's Convergence Cube. I think. We're about to find out. Maybe if I can solve this riddle. I touch my hand to the strange polished stone of the monolith. Images flood into my head. Words and scenes screamed from another age. Don't know any words in the Korvax language. I just learned one. A child emerges from the monolith. It takes a few moments before I realize that it's me. I look carefree and innocent. The little one stares up at my exosuit and tries to see through my visor. The child suddenly starts to weep and clings to my knee. They implore me never to leave. They don't want to be alone. I should stay here forever. We should be reunited, whole again once more. I'm going to comfort and then leave. The child understands. We embrace. It leaves me with a gift. I think that was the correct one. Yep, that was the correct one. And I got a casing out of it, which I think is not the correct one, but we'll see. The ancients inhabit this monolith to accept my presence. It is a casing! They gave it to me. Thank Christ. So there you go. Korvax is a casing. Not the Convergence Cube. I thought it was the cube. It is the casing, John. You were correct. I thought it was the cube. But it is the casing. It is indeed the casing. Go on. No companion cube for you. Nope. Viking is the only oddball and needs a dagger. Well, I know that one for sure because I always, for whatever reason, my luck, I always seem to go through the portals or go to through the monolith at the Viking for whatever reason. So I know that's like ingrained in my brain as the dagger. I generally don't look for monoliths in a Korvax or a Gex system to get portals anyway. I gotta refill all these. Hopefully I have enough metal. That's the only thing I'm worried about is the metal. Oh, I have cadmium. Okay, we're good. I forgot we have cadmium. I have all the sodium ever. I have dihydrogen should be okay, but I have cadmium. We're good. I have all the carbon I'm ever gonna need. So yeah, we're good. There we go. So, in my run, my rule was I needed 5 glyphs. You can get really close to the center with 1. If you want to use this one and you just literally do this, you can get there. You are way closer. It doesn't give you the exact center of the galaxy, but you get very, very close. So, that would be too easy to find 1 grave and get 1 glyph, so that's why we made it 5. But you truly only need 1. What glyph combo are you going to go with? I'm going to go with the generic just sun, sun, sun. So everyone should be here as well. This is like a well-known one. So everyone should have bases all over the place here. And then if we go up to the galaxy map, you'll see where we're at. Galaxy map, and I don't know if you guys can see that. So at the top left-hand side of the screen, it'll tell you how far you are away from the galaxy center, and look at that. 5,000 light years. 5,000. So We're right there. We went from 700,000 to 5,000. That's why you want to use the portals for that. Let me zoom that back out. So that's why. You can do it with the first glyph. There's all kinds of different combinations that you can get close to the center. You only need the first one. Boom. Let's go, go. Where's the center at? I'm just going to jump manually. Where's my sun at? There you are. And out of jump range. So it's going to take me 5 jumps. It looks like I can go about 1,200 jumps. Or 1,200 light years per jump. So it's going to take me about four jumps to get to the center. So we'll do that. Dun, dun, dun. Right there. Remember when going through the portal, you were not able to get past there and you had to go back through? What? There's a space station. I don't remember that. What was... Also save important tech from your suit. Yes. Take it all out. Everything from your suit. You'll see when we get there. I'll show you guys. There's one that has to be really close to the center. Yeah, I am noticing a lot of purple systems right next to the center. Let's go to this one. So I think we can jump from here. Let's just see. I'm not going to jump, but I want to see if I can. This should be to the center. Oh no. Oh my god, really? They had me jumping all around here? Center's right there. Oh my god, I'm still not close enough? Let's go over here. Still not close enough. For a while, you couldn't jump from the other side of the portal or build a base. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was in the 2018 version, you could go through a portal, but you couldn't do anything else there. You can like walk, you go around there. It was basically to visit your friend's base, but you had to go back through the portal to go home to do anything. Like you couldn't leave the system. You couldn't build anything. You couldn't do anything other than go there and check out, your other player's awesome base. So yeah, and then as they integrated multiplayer more and more, that's when they said, yeah, you can go back through, you're fine. Or you don't even have to go back through if you don't want to. You can just continue from here. Where am I going? Like, the center is over here. Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? All right, we're going to follow the galaxy line because for whatever reason, they are not letting me jump to the center from where I was. So we'll see. So you tell me to go back now? Where are we going? Where are we going? So I'm trying to go to the galaxy, like the center, and it's not letting me go. Like I'm hitting the, usually you have to hold your thumbstick in the direction of the center for it to go to the center, but for whatever reason, it's not. Yeah, it's telling me to go back and forth. Okay, great. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, so when you get to a point where you're close enough, you have to hold it. You have to hold it down, and then it'll shoot you down there. So you have to basically get too close enough to the center to where you can jump down there. And then when you do it, you have to hold down your stick and wait for it to jump there. So we can go there. And it says I don't have any fuel, so how am I going to do this? I need room in my suit. I hate doing this, but I got to. I need room. I need room. Don't need you, paraffinium. Don't need all this ammo. I don't need all this sodium. Definitely don't need all this oxygen.
Technology recharge.
Okay. That's a good amount of space. So, if you want to go through the center, you have to realize it's going to break all of your technology. So if you want to save it, you can just take it out and do this. Because it won't break it if it's not installed. It only breaks the installed technology. It does not break anything. Like if you have an upgrade just waiting in your backpack, it's not going to break it. It'll only break it if it's installed. Why are you doing this? Bum, 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 bum. So I believe it's for your ship. It's for your everything. Like every technology in your suit, in your ship, in your multi-tool will break. So some things you cannot take out, like your weapon, your shield. You can't take these out. These will break. You can't take them out, though. But if you don't want to fix them, you can take out whatever you need, like that. I don't want to waste time fixing all of that. I will keep all of my all of these because I'm too lazy to take everything out. And I'm gonna switch out my multi-tool. Do I have a moon I can land on? There you are. I'm gonna switch out my multi-tool so I don't have to worry about that breaking. Can you switch to a burner ship or burner multi-tool? Oh yeah, you can do that. It doesn't break all of your stuff. So if I wanted to, I could switch to my different ship or a different multi-tool. The problem is, I think I need all my upgrades for my hyperdrive to get to the center from where I'm at. I think. Because it's a 3,000 distance, and I can't jump 3,000, I don't think, with any other thing. But I can switch out my multi-tool. So, and then I do want to leave something to show everyone what happens. So I'm going to leave my suit stuff there. All of my suit's going to be broken. But like for my multi-tool, I'm going to switch over to my first one because that one has nothing in it. It has a mining beam and a visor in it with a scanner. That's it. This is all in here. This is all going to break, but that's okay. I'm not going to need this when I get to the other side. And then this is all going to be in my suit. I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep all this in here to show you that it's all going to break. All of it. I'm talking like every single thing we're going to have to fix. But I have some material, so it's okay. You don't? You just need a new full hyperdrive? Are you sure? Even though the distance is far enough away? Well, we'll try it. I think I have another one. Let's see if I have another one with a hyperdrive in it. Look at this cool looking ship. Don't get mad. And oh, I didn't bring anything over to do it. I need a crystal in here. Well, let's see. We're going to test it out. We'll use this one. It's a Sentinel ship. There we go. It's full hyperdrive. No upgrades on it. So let's see. Let's see. And then we got to use the best one ever. I can't. I think I need a purple drive. It won't let me. Yep. It won't let me. Come on. Don't let me go that way. Yeah, see? I need to get closer. Just trying to go to the galactic core. Give me the core. It won't let me. It won't let me. So, let's get back in my other one and see if it changes at all. It was letting me earlier. And again, it could be a bug. It is No Man's Sky. Really? So there is a trick to this as well. If you first load into a game, it will let you call in any ship, no matter the fuel requirements, if you first load in. See? Can I take off? There it goes. Nice. 11%. That's fine. That's good enough. Let's refill.
Technology recharge.
Just get closer. Just play the game exactly how I play it, guys. I know. That's why I said I'm 3,000 away. I'm gonna have to get closer. And you guys said no. All you gotta do is have a full one. Yes, I could get closer, but I just traveled in a big circle trying to get to this point, and I don't want to travel in a big circle trying to get closer again. I'm going. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's Hilbert you go to. I think it's Hilbert. If you go through the center, I think. Hilbert Dimension. Yeah. Finally done. By the way, how many live streams did he need for this? I believe I can tell you exactly. I have my thumbnails numbered. This is stream number 8. So I had 8 streams to do this. 8 streams to get to the center. And they're averaging about 5 hours a piece. So we're talking 40 hours. I could quit and look at the file time, the save time. I love it. And then initialize, wake up on the other side. Yeah. So yeah, I know I could have gone around and gotten closer, but I was like, that's what I said was I wanted to use that ship because I had all my hyperdrive upgrades already, and I could just go to the center instead of going around and looking for the one that's close enough. That's why I wanted to do it. But yeah, so now we wake up in a different galaxy, a different dimension. And there's animals here. Tranquila. It looks like a cold planet? Yeah, it's a cold planet. But now all of our stuff is broken. So anything that was installed is broken. However, if you remove stuff or if you use a different item, you don't have to worry about it. So I can show you. As soon as we get in here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me pull controller. Look at all that. Look at everything. Jetpack is not broken. That's good to know. I thought they broke your jetpack to begin with. Health? Life support's not broken. Jetpack's not broken. That's it, though. So they break. Oh, no. It's not broken either. Hazard protection is not broken either. Okay. So all your core stuff is not broken. My ship, everything is broken here. My multi-tool, everything is broken here. Even my scanner, my visor, my mining beam is broken. Like, I thought they broke everything, even your life support on your suit. I thought they did that, but never mind. Let's go to my main battle tank, and look at that. Glorious. It's all working, all perfect. So we can go through and fix. Like, we need cold. We need dioxide and wiring loom. We don't have any of that. Yeah, see, we can't fix any of this stuff because I'm not that close to my ship. My ship has all the stuff in the inventory. Yeah, we made it. We finished. The whole goal of the abandoned run was to get to the center of the galaxy. We had to get our 5 glyphs. We got that. So we're good. So let's get inside of our ship and we can fix it. And I think your ship is completely broken too. Like, everything on your ship is broken. Yeah. Look at that. Engine's broken. Warp drive, of course, but the shield is broken. The launch engine, the weapon, everything is broken. So that's why I assumed it broke even your life support. It would break your life support, your hazard protection, all of that stuff, I thought. Obviously not. So yeah, now that we're here, we have all these metals we can use. So we should be able to get some of this fixed. I need carbon nanotubes. Let's make a couple of these. There we go. Life support will be going at least. There we go. Life support, good. We have the wiring loom. We do not have the dioxide. We need the ammonia. We need phosphorus. Yeah, we need all that. But we have stuff for our shield. There we go. Shield. Boom, boom, boom. We can go through and fix all this. We have all these. Pugnium, yes. Batteries, wiring loom. Thank God I kept a million wiring loom. Boom. Bedtime for me now. Nice, Andy. Yes, because we are officially finished. So we are done. I need a magnetic resonator. I need 2 computers. Dang it. So I do have 1 repair kit on me. So we can do this one. This one's easy. Easy enough. I need, oh no, indium, atlantidium, and living glass for that one. Well, we're not fixing that anytime soon. So yeah, we're good. So we're finished. Finito. Let's see how long it took me. Let's go to mode select. Let's see how long it took me in my save. 28 hours. 28 hours of doing that. So finished 28 and a half hours. For my abandoned run. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Abandoned and fugitive together run? On permadeath max difficulty, that would be too extreme. Because on the abandoned run, I'm allowed to go to all the space stations and stuff. On the fugitive run, you can't. And on the fugitive run, I'm not allowed to make a base other than in the pirate systems. And there's no pirate systems in abandoned because everything's abandoned. That would be extreme. That would be really hard. Ken, he said he took him 16 hours to get his first grave. Well, we got really lucky on my first, I think the first two, we got really lucky. They were like right next to each other, and we got those really fast. And then it took us a while to get the third one, and then it took us a really long time to get the second one. But we got the last two, the final two today. I thought I was going to have to use the space anomaly to kind of basically cheat it. I didn't. I was really thinking about going to the space anomaly, looking for a mission in the Nexus Cube. And if you get the hazardous flora mission, they give you a grave. And so I was thinking maybe do it that way. Wussy! I am silly mama. Well, there are a ton of modes and things we can do, but you have to balance fun with, like, difficulty. So you can, like, I've had people ask for, like, a no laser run, and it's possible to do it. You have to punch everything. However, when I measured it out, like, if you go to a locked door, it takes you 8 minutes to punch through a door. If you're collecting materials, there are some materials that you cannot punch. For instance, if you're trying to get a Sentinel ship, you will never be able to do it because you cannot punch a crystal, a resident crystal. So you can never get one. You'd still have to get an advanced mining beam laser. You'd still have to do all the stuff. So there's a balance of, is it possible? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. Is it fun to stream? Probably not. There's a no HUD. I've done a no HUD run, and it's possible, but again, they don't give you any mission markers. You can't see where anything is. And so doing a no HUD challenge is limiting in the fact that you can do it for like a no starter ship challenge, but anything after that, it's nearly impossible because you don't get any markers for anything. They don't show you the markers for any missions or anything like that. If they, in the future, if they added in, like here, if we go to custom, if they added in a no HUD setting to where it's only mission markers, that's way more doable because it makes it more difficult because you're not getting the markers for any of your materials, but it's not impossible because you still get the mission markers. So there are things, there's ways, and there's cool ideas. I just don't know if they would work as a stream because it would be me walking in the circle for 6 hours and I wouldn't progress at all. At least with this, it's more difficult and there's a chance of progression versus there's no way. Max difficulty, permadeath, fugitive run with no portals. That would be really ridiculous. That would be really ridiculous. I mean, you can adjust it. Like, we use the roamer to find our monolith. You could say no vehicles allowed. That's more difficult, but it's more feasible in a stream because it's still more fun. There are ways to get around it. You can still fly low and slow. You can use a signal booster. There are other ways to do it that are a little bit more difficult, but doable. You know, so there's ways to get around it and ways to make it more challenging. But you want to find the combination of challenging but also fun, and not just I walked in a straight line for 6.5 hours straight and nothing happened because I couldn't see anything. I couldn't use my laser. I had to go punch everything, and it's like, oh my god, all right. As long as it's a no starter ship, I mean, and that's one thing. I might do a no HUD, no starter ship challenge. So the whole goal would be find a new ship that's not your starter ship. And if you have no HUD, that's really hard because you can't use your visor. You literally have to find it. But I wouldn't do that on an abandoned run simply because I would want a trader to land so I'd have the option to buy one if I could. Because on an abandoned no HUD challenge, that might take hours and hours, like 5 streams, 20 hours before you find a ship. That might be too difficult. That might be too difficult. Easy mode, but all the galaxies? Maybe, yeah, switch it to easy mode, but you have to get to the center. You have to get through all 250. It's not 256 anymore. I think it's 254. I know they knocked out a few of the galaxies. They used to be 256, I think, or 258, and now it's like 254. So yeah, go through all of them. You have to get to the center of the universe of all of dimensions. That would be interesting. But I will say, thank you guys for hanging out. I know, grouchy early on in the stream because of Dune. I try not to let it get to me, but it did bother me a little bit. I just didn't like the bugs on Wednesday for Dune. It got to me a little bit. Not gonna lie, but I'm done. I'm all grouched out. I'm good to go. So hopefully you guys had fun today. Had a blast. We finished the abandoned mode. The abandoned mode is finished. It took us 28 hours to do it, but we got to the center. We went through the center in a abandoned mode run. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know. How long is... I know Beeblebum has done it. How long has it taken Beeblebum to do a abandoned mode run? I think he's done it. I think he's finished it. I don't know how long it took him, though. Either way, I am going to be calling it a night. And I think we should raid... who are we going to raid? Who is online right now? I don't see Ricey. Is Ricey not streaming today? Ricey hasn't streamed in a while. Where are you at, Ricey? Where are you at, Ricey? Is he actually streaming? I just don't see him. Let me check. Because sometimes YouTube does not notify me for some reason whenever Ricey streams. Or whenever anyone streams. For whatever reason, notifications suck. Let me see. Boom. Ricey's Emporium. He is not streaming. Okay, good. I just wanted to double check. No stream. Last stream was 3 weeks ago. Rice, you got to stream. I got to raid you. I can't raid you if you don't stream. Game Hub is streaming, though. Game Hub is streaming. He is doing No Man's Sky. He's doing a Sentinel ship location stream. So let's get in there and watch some of this with him. So he is currently looking for Sentinel ship locations. I have no one online. I think Gaming Hub is the only one. So we will go do that. He's looking for Sentinel ships. So let's do that. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. I will have a weekend. I'm going to have a busy weekend. I'm going to try to get some videos out for Crosswind and maybe some other stuff. But I have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm doing a lot of shaking and moving and whatever, so I'm trying to get some videos out, but it's not always going to happen. I'm going to try to get better about that. But at least for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be really busy, so hopefully you guys have a good weekend, a safe weekend, and I will see you over in the Game Hub stream, and I'll see you next week.